She said methodical.
But she said methodical.
Is that how you pronounce it?
No, what you mean mythological?
Mythological.
I literally texted Alana earlier today and I was like,
Never change. Never change me, girls.
Are you ready for
All right, KFC Radio Live is about to go back out on tour. We're starting in April down in Texas. We're going to be in Houston, Dallas, and Austin on the 26th, 27th, and 29th. You can get your tickets there. Then we're going to come back home. We're at the Wilbur on May 12th. We're almost sold out there. You know that we always burn it down at the Wilbur. And then we're going to be in Stamford, Connecticut a couple days later on the 14th. We'll be announcing more dates throughout the spring and summer, so check it out. But get your tickets now if you are in Texas, Boston, or Connecticut.
The Rust Belt we're coming. I think upstate New York we're coming. Maybe Toronto we're coming. Maybe fucking Minnesota we're coming. I forget all the places. Get those tickets first.
One show!
We are doing one show fucking everywhere. One show everywhere. We got Distefano on the show today. We talked about how he only does one show too. We're doing one goddamn show. That's it. I get too tired to do two shows. And you get too drunk.
That is true.
Speaking of getting too drunk, we got Pirate Water. They are not getting too drunk, but getting nice and drunk, getting good and
Getting
drunk.
responsibly drunk.
Pirate Water.
1 or 2 cans of Pirate Water. 10% alcohol by volume. Only $2.
They are sponsoring the
I
show,
say,
sponsoring the tour. So
before you come to our show, have between 1 and 2 Pirate Waters, and you will be perfect for a comedy show.
And then we'll have some more there.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We're coming in hot off the Nate episode, which I think a lot of fans would enjoy, but I promise you this, the people at Barstool really love it.
Yeah, really?
Oh, yeah. The amount of people, we just were out there filming a video, so the whole company was around, and everyone was like, yo, good episode. High-fiving, dapping it up.
I didn't get any of that. I mean, I came in late, but I didn't get any of that.
They were loving it. Also,
it was a great, I mean, I think we walked out and if you haven't listened, go listen to it after this episode. But Nick was like, yeah, I've never seen Nate shine like that. I was with Nick.
He was great. It was almost like
Nate
prepared and it was like we scripted it or something.
I think there was some
ready.
prep. I think there was.
Oh, he had some one-liners and some thoughts. Like when this comes up, I'm going to say that.
I was going to say he had topics he wanted to go through.
Yes. One of those. It's like we're doing crowd work, but I just asked the people in the audience the premise. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So we were out there doing our annual bracket busters challenge, where you draft the underdogs, and you can always count on somebody not showing up to that. So this year it's the Chiclets. They will. The thing is, usually it's like a scrub, and they get in a lot of trouble. Chiclets is too big to get in trouble, but we'll see. Because usually Dave kicks you straight up out of the contest if you don't show up or you don't take it seriously. Now when it's one of your biggest earners, though, it's kind of well, all right, just don't do it again.
Right, yeah.
Or is
there
it
are different rules?
Yeah, right. We'll see, though. I don't know, because he does take that shit very seriously.
The first year we ever did it, I didn't realize how serious. First of all, when we do things like this, I talked about it with the Nate episode, I'm just here to do funny. I don't really...
I don't care about winning or trying or knowing the...
I had the first overall pick one year. I think the first year we ever did it. I had the first overall pick, and I believe I chose a 16 seed in a play-in game.
Yeah.
And Dave was like... He wasn't... I mean, he was definitely mad, but it wasn't like you're kicked out.
Yeah.
He's just well, Feidelberg just fucking doesn't give a shit. Yeah. But I thought that would be the funniest thing to do.
Right.
Because Dave and I had a little bit of a feud, and I thought the funniest thing to do would be, because it was also for Dave's 40th birthday, and I was like, I'm not going.
right. Yeah, the big prize that year was DP40.
Yeah.
It was can I please lose as fast as possible?
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, but I don't think Dave found it funny.
Dave's not thinking that way. He's he's not thinking about that angle, but that would have been... That is funny. I'll tell you what was funny. Glenny Balls was just shit-faced drunk.
Right now?
Right now.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Monday.
I went over to him. So every year we've done this, Glenny always has a prep sheet. If I'm taking this team first. If they get drafted, I'm taking this team. If they get drafted, I'm taking this team. So I go over to him.
This company's awesome.
I always have a cheat sheet. I go, Glenny, you're always my guy. Who am I drafting this year? And he goes, shut up. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, shut up. And I was like, no, seriously, you're always my guy. You always help me pick. And he goes, I'll tell you something right now. I had a few drinks last night, and I'm still feeling it. And I was like, when did you get in? And I meant, like, get in from the night?
Yeah.
And he goes, right now. And I was like, you got in right now? And he goes, my new train gets in at 10:46. And I was like, no, not get into the office. Like, when did the night end? And he was like, shut up! Stop making me feel bad. Shut up! And and then Cons goes like, oh yeah. No, this guy, he's shit faced. just fucking blind drunk at 11 a.m. on a Monday. I go to him. Oh, was it big St. Patrick's Day celebration? No. He goes, I've just been on a bender and I kept it going.
I know that game.
So, all right, Glenny. Shut up. It's like perfectly a drunk. Like if you were trying to be an overly drunk, like if you're acting overly drunk. Shut up!
Like it up like a cartoon.
Yeah,
he had X's on his eyes when he closed them.
It's great. Like God bless Glenny Balls. Yeah, but Nate Dogg is riding so high because he's getting a lot of
well deserved.
A lot of love.
It was probably some of the best content I've seen Nate put out. Because he was just normal. He was just like having a good time
himself. You know what it was?
Which is why one of my favorite episodes to do lately are the Monday episodes.
Yeah.
So I do think we do a good job, and not we, but I think
we bring out the normal, like the that
I don't
side
even
of
know if it's. I guess it's in a sense us, but I think there's so much content here where it's like me versus you.
Yeah.
And even when it's not, where like someone's the butt of the joke. And I think our show has always been like, let's just fucking hang out.
Yeah, you're just part of the
we've
gang.
said that a million times, but I think that was the clearest.
We never stuck to it, and now we finally did. And these people are like, oh yeah, we get to come in and just, you don't have to be like ready or like on the defensive or it's just like just tell me what you think. He was so relaxed that he also we said there's like two versions of the dog. Like there's the first version of the dog, which was like Junkyard Dog. And then now this is like the introspective or retrospective rather. Like he kind of looks back on it all and like knows what he did right and wrong. And so he's like at peace with it, The first version of the dog was man on fire. He was just like, but he talked about it. He like burned every bridge and like ruined everything because he was just being an asshole. But yeah, no, I mean, he had us rolling.
Yeah.
Everything was like boom, fucking punchline after punchline.
It is funny too with like because there is like and there was some subtle stuff that like maybe even fans won't get.
Yeah.
But it is it's a very inside Barstool episode.
But it's like so if you work at Barstool, that episode's like a 10 out of 10. If you don't though, you there's someone at your office that is like this guy or that girl or whatever. Like everybody kind of has some version of that boss or that coworker, so everybody can kind of relate. It's just that we do it all, on the internet for the world to see. But yeah, Nate Dogg riding fucking high. So the other big thing from Barstool this weekend was yet again undefeated, top of the charts. Another Mean Girls clip. This podcast has now just become a Mean Girls reaction podcast.
Yeah. We're like Chicklets game notes.
Yeah.
We're Mean Girls game notes.
We go around the league and we just talk about Alex and Jordan. But this one, usually when we're reacting to Mean Girls, it's like, what do you do when a guy doesn't, pay for something on a date? Which we'll talk about that in a second too, because there's another clip of a fucking dumb bitch on the internet. But this time, this one's a little bit different. This clip was mayhem. This clip was like pure chaos. When asking if dinosaurs were real is like not the dumbest thing that's said in the clip, you're in for a ride. But the big debate was, well, we'll just play the clip.
Do you think dinosaurs were real and existed, or do you think they were methodical creatures? I don't know. Part of me likes to think that there was, but part of me likes to also not think that there was because it freaks me out.
Tyrannosaurus rexes were the ones that flew, right?
No. Tyrannosaurus Rex are the massive ones with the little hands, right?
That's a T-Rex.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. Yeah. And then what? They all just went extinct?
The meteor.
Got them all?
Got them all.
But dinosaurs don't. If you're a reptile, you don't have to have sex to reproduce. You just lay eggs.
No, you do have sex.
Oh,
right?
How would that?
It's like a penguin, right? They lay eggs.
They went extinct because they stopped reproducing, but I guess there was a meteor. I didn't know that part.
You didn't?
Wait,
No.
Alex.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's like basic 3rd grade history.
I've never heard that.
The Big Bang?
No, not the Big Bang.
Bro, in a 60-second clip,
No, the Big Bang is the
you
creation
have
of the universe.
Are dinosaurs real? Are they a methodical animal? Which I didn't even. It took me a while to figure out that she meant mythological. Like I was like, I don't even know what's a methodical animal. I don't even know. I thought she was like mechanical animal, like something about Jurassic Park. I was like, I don't even know what's going on here. Are dinosaurs real? Are they methodical? A Tyrannosaurus Rex is a pterodactyl. Thinking that a T-Rex is different from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That one snuck in there where she was like, no, that's the T-Rex. We're talking about the same animal. Dinosaurs didn't have to have sex to reproduce. And the meteor that hit the Earth to wipe out the dinosaurs was the Big Bang Theory. That's 6 of the dumbest things I've ever heard in a 60-second clip. That's incredible.
Well, hang on now.
And that's why, but the reason why, that's why I'm doing this. I would never just do a clip like this to just be like, you're fucking dumb. Anybody on their high horse talking shit, being like, unfollow, this is why Barstool sucks. I don't like anybody talking shit. Has not talked into a mic for everyone to listen to for hundreds of hours. Because you end up saying some dumb shit. Was this rather impressive to cram it all into one 60-second clip? Yes. One conversation? Perhaps. But, I mean, you thought you could cook food in your mouth, in your butt.
I posed it as a question. Sure. I'm still. Last episode I wasn't convinced. I'm still not totally convinced that I can't cook. Like I think we saw something recently that like an egg maybe can cook in your butt. Get me a speculum. We'll figure that out. But but here's the deal with this. First of all, yes, you're gonna like. This is almost like we've talked about it with like funny, where people get offended by something. Like you only get offended when it's close to you. You only say like everyone's dumb about something. Like totally. Everyone has something they're incredibly stupid about. And you get like you fucking idiot. If you're watching this going you fucking idiot, you have a topic where most people can go you fucking idiot.
Absolutely.
One like no brainer about it.
Yep.
Second of all, the largest offender in this clip is Alex Bennett. As the person who doesn't really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to take Alex Bennett's side. Alex Bennett, if I had to guess, judging by, I know her a little bit, but judging by what I know about her, a well-to-do gal from Oklahoma, her science, they never mentioned dinosaurs to her.
Alex Bennett is showing her Christian Southern upbringing,
science class religion. For Alex Bennett.
That was Adam and Eve.
Fucking gay people are pedophiles. Fucking life starts the moment you drop a load in a puss. Like that, Alex Bennett.
Yo, straight up, I'm guaranteeing she had a teacher that told her along the way that dinosaurs aren't real.
Bro, if Alex Bennett
even said that God put the fossils there.
If she came to class and said she watched fucking Jurassic Park, a nun beat her with a ruler.
Yeah,
that's a fucking fact.
No doubt about it. That girl is a product of her environment. I'm actually, while she was staggeringly stupid, I give her the free pass because of everything we said. I can't believe that Jordan didn't know the Big Bang Theory. That's almost her not knowing that one is almost crazier than Alex knowing absolutely nothing.
I could be convinced.
I expect Alex to know nothing about fucking history at all.
Alex Bennett knows the Our Father and the Hail Mary. Guess what?
Absolutely. You don't know that. Yeah. She could rip off the Apostles' Creed, no problem. I don't even know where we're at. Are they here? I think Jordan is here. Is Alex here?
No, I think your friend's getting married this month, so you know.
Let's see if she can come in here.
I was going to say, like, I went to Catholic school and I almost got suspended because I brought in a Harry Potter calendar once. And they're like, that's witchcraft. You're promoting witchcraft.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That kind of shit is like, forget it.
Crazy.
I mean, thank God for Alana, who, if I went and listened to like the full clip, she just loves dinosaurs. She's like, as a little kid, I always asked for dinosaurs. I never had Barbies. So she was like,
I also don't know if I would have known. Like, gun to my head, if you asked me, did dinosaurs have sex? I think I would have been like, probably.
I remember I think we Googled this on the show once,
I think that's
trying to figure out how they fuck
because of Jurassic Park. I think like people, because in Jurassic Park they just lay eggs, like, because they're all female.
I've never seen a dinosaur's dick, I'll say that.
I'm telling you, we did this on the show before, on some show.
She says dinosaurs must have had sex to reproduce.
That's
some scientific American
kiss. Was that a knock? Come on in, girl. We're talking dinosaurs.
I was just about to leave too.
Can we get a couple quick minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
For you guys.
We're googling dinosaur reproduction because, to be fair, we need a mic for her.
Oh.
Take that mic
take
from
that
the.
Well, I think you'll find that
We're giving a fair and balanced discussion.
I'll go so far to say we're allies.
Yeah, we are allies here. I
know. I'm serious. I'm not fucking with you.
Here's what we just said to recap. Alex, we think probably grew up where teachers tell her that like creationism is real and that the Big Bang Theory didn't happen at all.
So
we
it's
kinda
very
gave her,
fair to not
like,
know what dinosaurs are.
She must, like a teacher once told her that dinosaurs aren't real.
And T-Rexes fly.
And then to be fair, I'm almost positive on a podcast I once Googled like how do dinosaurs have sex?
Because I said that as well. If you put a gun in my head and you're like, did dinosaurs have sex? I would have been like, probably, but I don't know for
like
sure.
how does that work?
They
How
don't
does
show it in Jurassic Park.
I said I've never seen a dinosaur's penis.
So look, this is what. Oh no, okay, so someone making fun of it. So they call it the cloacal kiss or something like that.
Oh yeah. Wait, how did you know that? Did you just
No,
read that?
that was just on. I don't know this shit. I
It's
just
like doggy style.
pretty much. I think almost all animals just fuck doggy style.
But, like,
when
where's
you
the
start to
tail,
get in-
though, man?
Yeah, like a stegosaurus is gonna
That's
get
like
killed.
fucking a chick with a big ass. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna get in, man.
The fact that there's YouTube tutorials
Of course,
is insanity.
totally. No, I mean like how else would they do it? I think the problem.
See, like that's not set. Okay, this is a joke, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's just fucking a tail.
So I guarantee you, the answer is like we don't know. Because by the way, we've been wrong about dinosaurs for like the last 100 years.
once again, Jurassic Park's fault. Like,
Totally.
Jurassic Park
Everyone
was like they
just thought
looked
Jurassic Park was like gospel, and it's like.
like.
no,
Did you know
they're-
they were covered in feathers? Dinosaurs are like birds, covered in feathers.
You know what else that I just learned
I had no
recently?
idea.
The T-Rex is. We always thought it had short arms. It's got like wings, like backwards wings. So it's actually like huge wings, and what we're seeing is just like the little.
Okay, well, hang on.
Little
Can a
spot.
T-Rex fly?
I don't.
What are the wings
I don't
for?
know. I'm pretty much like
we're
we don't
gonna-
know shit about dinosaurs now.
Wait, are
we're on their
birds
side now. What?
reptiles? Are birds reptiles?
No.
But they're like close, I think. They're like a spin-off, if
But
you
how
will.
do
They're
they
like
have
a.
feathers.
Well, that's why I don't know if they're as reptilian as we thought because they.
Oh gosh.
They started to.
Reptilian. I didn't go back
Now,
to
so
school.
wait, now Alex, like we said, she believes in like Adam and Eve and all that. When you thought that was the Big Bang, I almost fell off my chair. Was that like a slip up moment, or you were just like, no, the Big Bang is the fucking? I mean, it makes sense. It's a Big Bang.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When we're on a roll, sometimes I forget that the world exists
Yeah,
outside of
yeah.
Alex and I just like go with it. I'm like, yeah, the Big Bang, And then I was like, no, actually, no.
I this is another thing, and I'm probably not someone you want on your side, but like this is like if you said the meteor was the Big Bang, I'd been like, okay.
Right?
Like-
it's like
I'd be
it's
I
a
don't
Big Bang.
Same thing.
It's
I'd be like, I'm not sure, but okay.
I thought it was dinosaurs, then like God created Adam and Eve.
Wait. Oh, you thought so? You're playing for both teams.
You're a scientist that converts. You believe science and then you convert to religion right
So-
after
It
that,
was
huh?
like dinosaurs and then the Big Bang and then like people.
So God existed, and then
Okay.
and then
I don't know if this is going to
Wait,
help your cause.
Wait,
here,
walk
Jordan.
me through this. Walk me through this.
I thought dinosaurs were on the planet.
And then God came and was like, "Fuck
And
no."
he was like,
Start over.
He's like Big Bang, pew, meteor, and then.
Then from that-
humans.
God treated the dinosaurs like little kids treat ants. Where he's like, "This isn't happening in my backyard. Fuck this, dude."
I always thought it was like dinosaurs, then humans. So
Well, that part's correct.
So how
it
did
does? That is the correct order. There was
how
no
was it
humans
Adam
before.
and Eve, then dinosaurs?
Well, Adam and Eve's not real. It's a story made up by the Bible. So that's where we're gonna lose you. Adam and Eve is a completely fabricated story by religion.
So technically, the Big Bang, then dinosaurs, then
the Big Bang is theoretically, if it's correct, the beginning of everything that's ever existed.
Okay.
Even that's been called into question now.
that
I think
doesn't
we don't
make
know
any
shit.
because it's like what they say that the Big Bang was like some fucking particles colliding that goes and explodes like into the universe. But it's like, well, then what were those particles and what were they in? Like nobody knows. It's all fucking some
This
scientists
combo's gonna
making
make
shit
me
up.
Sweat. When I
But
think about like the all this stuff, I start to panic. Like I get severe anxiety when I think about like the world.
yeah, I
beginning
get
and
you though. When they
ending.
say like the universe is expanding, I'm like, into what? What is that?
No, I don't want to think about it. When I was a kid, I used to like panic every night about dying.
Yeah,
Really?
Still
I kind of had that. I used to actually, I used to panic about even like going to heaven. I was like, but you never get out of it. And my parents were like, but it's awesome. Like you love it. It's paradise. And I was like, but it's forever.
Yeah, there's no light at the
Like,
end of the
go to
tunnel.
sleep, weirdo.
No, like, I'm
I'd be like,
pretty
don't worry,
sweat.
heaven's not real. When you die, you get nothing. That's how your parents calmed you down. No, don't worry. You just die and then nothing
It's over.
happens.
Yeah, it's just eternal darkness.
I used to
Nothing
cry and tell my mom I didn't want to die. I would wake her up like every night and be like, Mom, I don't want to die. And I would just bawl and she'd be like, shut the fuck up. She'd let me sleep.
She's like, you know who wants to die?
happens.
It's
I
me.
was gonna say, I'm gonna kill you. Props to you guys for putting that clip out though, because it's so fucking funny. And we were just saying before you came in, anybody who talks on a mic for a long time is gonna say some really dumb shit.
Yeah.
And when it's the thing that you might know, and you're like, oh, how does someone not know that? And it's like, well, tomorrow, you know, we're talking about like American history, and you don't know that fucking thing. You're an idiot too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
You don't know anything either.
I don't know fucking anything, dude. I don't know.
Scarecrows is yours.
Huh?
Scarecrows was your moment.
I mean, I've had a
John
million
didn't know that
moments.
scarecrows were made to scare crows.
I never put that together.
That's okay.
I didn't know that tortilla chips
don't
were made
judge
out of
here.
tortillas.
We don't judge here.
I thought
Right,
because
this
there's
is
food in my
just-
mouth. Like there's, I mean,
And that's
we just
the
argued
funny
about
part.
Fahrenheit and Celsius the other day. We're
Yeah.
like, Fahrenheit makes more sense. Celsius makes more sense.
That's-
I'm sure anyone who knows about that shit is like, you fucking idiots.
Right.
But guess what? I'm
There's
a fucking idiot.
probably 50% of people listening who didn't know either.
Right.
And they're
At
like-
least.
They're like,
Well,
I'm glad you said something.
I mean, look, I'll say, I'll be, like, again, I'm probably not the ally you want. But like,
I'm
I watched
glad
it and I was
you
like,
are.
okay.
Some compelling.
I'm not.
compelling thoughts.
Like everything, I was like, I think that's
when
wrong.
Alex said methodical animals, did you know what she meant?
So, to be clear about methodical, that was Premiere Pro's error. They spelled methodical wrong.
but
She
but
said methodical.
but she said methodical.
Isn't that how you pronounce it?
No, what you mean mythological?
Mythological.
I literally texted a lot earlier today, and I was like,
Never change. Never change, me girls. Never change.
"Oh my god!"
That one I'm not gonna stand with you on. That one we're gonna be fucking two roads diverged.
No wonder Alana didn't answer me. She's probably like, "What are you talking about?" Alex literally said methodical, not
Mythological.
mythological. Oh my god, no! I would have said the same thing.
That's why your show's perfect. That's
No,
why you guys
this
are
is
right
why
for each other.
I hate school. This is bad. So yeah, I would say that she definitely thought methodical meant the other thing because I did too. I was just
I
like, yeah,
love
methodical.
That was great, methodical, and then you being like, pew, with the whole clip is fucking hilarious. The
Yeah.
whole segment was funny too. While we have you here, something more up your alley, Cheese Girl.
I do love cheese.
Do you know the?
Hey,
Today's not my
do
day.
you know the clip of this girl went on the Hinge date and the guy didn't order cheese?
No.
Okay, watch this real quick because this is up your alley, and this girl sucks, or maybe not.
Guys, I just got back from my Hinge date. Why am I doing this to myself? So we scheduled to go to dinner. We were sitting at the restaurant. Seems very nice. Not a catfish. Things are going well. And the waitress comes over. She wants to take her order. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take the branzino. And he said, I'm gonna take the burger. And the waitress asked him, okay, how do you like your burger? He said how he likes his burger. And do you want some cheese on your burger? And he asked, is this gonna be extra? And she says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind. Over there, and I'm like, what the actual fuck? I'm like, okay, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat my branzino and see what happens. And he's like, oh my god, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And I'm like, yeah, it's New York City. So I got my branzino, he got his burger, we were eating. And once I was satisfied, I got up and I was like, I'm going to the restroom for a second. And I took my purse and I went to the waitress and I was like, hey, I just want to pay the bill. And I just paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant and I texted him. So I texted him, the check is taken care of, you should have gotten the cheese. And I blocked him.
She's the worst.
The worst,
That's
right?
actually insanity.
I don't know.
You're on Cheese Girl's side.
Well, I
this
don't-
might be the biggest. This is gonna end our podcast. How could you be on this girl's side?
I'm not on anyone's side. I think everyone's kind of fucking weird here. I
wouldn't do it on a date. I wouldn't necessarily do that on a date.
I think this
it's
is
almost hard
larger-
for me to put myself in his shoes because I just don't care about things like that. Like I'll pay extra or the markup or all that shit. I'm just like whatever. We're out to dinner. It's gonna cost what it's gonna cost. But I don't know. Someone's just like, no, guacamole shouldn't cost $15. I don't want to have it or whatever the fuck.
If I was, so here's the deal. First of all, I think there's part of this, as we learned with Jordan right to start this. I think girls are just such cheese girls. They can't even fathom someone not being cheese. Like I can't live my life with someone who doesn't like fucking dairy.
Girls will pay their last dollar for cheese.
I'm not eating cheese on a date though. Like I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
every girl is
is.
lactose intolerant because all you guys do is eat dairy.
You're like, we had
morning
a
and
whole
my
block of
stomach's
cheese
upset.
for dinner and my stomach's upset. No fucking kidding.
Yeah, dude.
That morning I had cheese for breakfast.
Yeah, dude. Girl, I mean, we talk about that all the time where girls are like, every girl is lactose intolerant. And no, it's not. You just eat so much goddamn dairy, you're shitting all the time. That's what it is. Every single girl is like,
IBS girl, stop eating cheese.
We love cheese.
But
yeah. I mean, cheese is fine. I'm fine with cheese, whatever. But if someone, like, if I was on a date, and I guess we'd have to factor in a reversal of stereotypical gender roles here. But if I was on a date and the girl's like, oh, an extra $3, I can't, no. I'd be like, fuck this chick. I'd be like, now again, in the standard
bro,
world,
I kind of think $3 is a lot for cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
I think my
It
reaction
is.
would be like, yeah. I mean, I would be like, it wouldn't stop me. But if someone was like, damn, $3 for cheese, no, I'll pass it. I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Burger's also ballsy to eat on a date.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
Because also, you know what the problem with burgers is these days? They're so fucking big.
Yeah.
They're like Bloody Marys.
Yeah, it's
They're
like I don't need
just
all that
fucking-
shit. I don't need the bacon and the pickles and the this and the that and the. Actually, both things have the same ingredients.
all
that are-
extra stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need all this.
Like,
I
I
don't
need
even know
like
what
a.
branzino is.
But no, I have it. I take offense to that.
What is
Eating
it?
branzino.
Branzino.
I don't
It's
know.
a fancy fish.
It's a
right?
kind. Well, it's a species. No, whatever it's called. It's a fish. Like it's called a branzino fish, like a flounder, like a whatever.
Okay.
But it's usually prepared like it's one of those kind of fish that comes on your plate, like the full fish.
Why would
Like
you order that on date?
it's still got the head on it and,
And
all
it's
that
still got a
stuff.
lot of bones, right? You're like,
That's my
cutting
issue
off
with
the bone,
branzino.
right? Yeah.
I'll never. First of all, it's too Italian. Second of all,
Fuck the
fucking
Italians.
branzino. Get out of here, dude. Go fucking swim back off the boot. But it's so bony. Like I've had branzino
Yeah, you
once in my
eat- you're
life.
eating the bones.
Like watching. Like I was told at a young age. Don't get messy things on dates. It's not the
No.
most unique advice, but like don't get spaghetti, don't get lobster, don't get that kind of shit. And branzino's like I would be repulsed if this chick sitting across the way from me is just picking
Ew.
bones out of her mouth.
And her
This girl
breath.
sucks, man.
Her breath.
like-
Yeah, you're eating a smelly fucking fish on a date.
But I'm
Yeah.
also totally. I tip my
Whatever
cap.
happened to just getting like the chicken.
You're
on a date.
Yeah,
get
or not
chicken.
eating on a date.
People who
I
get
don't know.
people
Don't eat it.
My
What,
opinion.
whatever happened to fucking eating disorders?
Remember happened to drinking on drinking on an
before
empty
the
stomach
date.
and having sex with somebody you shouldn't. What happened to that?
I hate eating on dates.
But fuck, what was I just gonna say? Oh, but I tip my cap to someone noticing not necessarily a red flag, but something they don't like about a person, and having the stones to be like, I'm fucking out of here. Because
Yo,
guess what?
bro,
I'd sit across the table from someone and realize I don't like them, and I'd fucking marry that person. Like she's
well,
like, I'm
that's,
fucking
that's
out.
your baggage too.
Right? That's why I see someone like that. I'm like, that's my goddamn hero.
yo,
Waited 5 more minutes though and been like, I need to go home.
Also, like you could have waited 5 more minutes, and he might have been like the funniest, best person. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're gonna try to date and find people, like
I mean, they did have the meal, so like he had time to. Like, she
guess
said,
so, yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, once I was satisfied, I ate my branzino.
yeah.
You should always give people 2 chances, first and second date.
Ooh. Well, then why are we always talking about how first impressions matter? If you're guaranteed a second.
Well, it's kind of like I
get
was ready.
nervous.
I gave you a second chance, and then you didn't know methodical and mythological. So that was 2 strikes real quick.
Yep, exactly. Be a complete dumbass and just hiding on the first date.
I also think you should just like go on your dates, and if they're good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad. And you should fuck up about them.
Yeah.
You know.
She's
that is.
Put these
I
things-
tweeted
these
and
people on
deleted
blast.
this weekend because I clearly we've now done 5-10 minutes on it. Like I care more than I let on. But I saw this video a million times on my timeline this weekend. I watched it the first time and I was like, I found it to be a rather uneventful video. I don't think anyone comes out particularly bad. I think he's
I think she comes out very bad.
I think he's like $3.
I think he's like a cheap. You know, doesn't look great, but she's a bitch.
I mean, she just saw something she didn't like and left the date.
But then to be like, I texted him this and then blocked him. It's like you were like trying to dunk on him.
Yeah,
Rather than
I
just
guess a
being
little
like,
bit
hey,
there.
You know, like we weren't clicking. You know, no disrespect. You know, whatever.
Over
No hard
cheap.
feelings.
Yeah, you're
She
right
was
there.
like,
You're right
"You're a
there.
fucking cheapo." Bam, blocked. I am woman. Hear me roar.
But that's because she's just
No,
like obsessed
fully.
with cheese. She's like, I don't.
It's the disrespected cheese.
That's what it was. It wasn't the $3.
Why
Like, you
didn't
don't
she
talk
get
to my
cheese
Gouda
for
that way.
Dinner.
With cheese on a branzino?
Yeah, or
Yeah, you should have got your
cheesy
cheese
something
block.
else.
Maybe she would have
some
been
branzino nachos.
happy.
You get to pick up the bone, eat the fish.
Well, she sucks.
All right, we're all on the same page. Thank you, Jordan.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
As always, Me and Girl Pod taking over the world. Follow them and listen.
I'm gonna go back to like 3rd grade history.
That's funny you say that because guess what? Like, are you smarter than a 3rd grader? Guess what? Your
We
boy's
always-
not, dude.
There's a reason why that game show exists, man.
I
Everybody
still
always
watch
loses.
like fucking clips and not clips. I don't still watch it, but like occasionally something that will pop up. I'm wrong. See you
Yeah,
later. I'm wrong
nobody
every
knows
single
this
time. I'm like, I'm fucking all this shit.
That we should almost, it's. I wish we could. They should do a Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader type thing on their next episode. Like, all the fucking people talking shit. Let's rattle off some questions, and you can honestly answer them yourself. Methodical is going to be a tough one. While we're just rattling through crazy girls here, I went out to dinner last week. I wanted to talk about this on last week's episode. I forgot. Right before the Chrissy D event, I went to this little Mexican spot, and it was tiny, and there was a bar to sit at as well as some small tables. So I sat at the bar. The bar, oddly enough, it was a regular bar for about like 4 to 6 seats, 6 to 8 seats, and then at the end, it went 2 more seats where the bar is, and then it became a 4-seater. So imagine like an L shape,
yeah.
right? But so there was just like a bar, and then connected to it was a 4-seater that.
Like in a booth, like you're looking eye to eye.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not a booth because it was like, so I'm sitting at the bar looking at like the televisions and the back of the bar.
Okay.
The people who are sitting across from me, behind them is where the bartender goes like back and forth to get between the bar. So it's like really not an ideal spot to sit. It's like where the waitresses are picking up the tables and
I've been kicked out of that spot at many a bar.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of the way.
Because you think you're like, I'll just go here and order a drink real quick. And
Yeah,
they're
like,
like,
yeah, we
no,
know.
this is where we fucking put
Yeah,
dirty dishes.
There's a
Get the
reason
fuck
why
outta
there's
here.
nobody here.
Yeah.
You know? But so it is for some reason like if 4 people are there, they can sit there. So I sat at the bar, 2 seats, and the depth of the table is still only about like one person's worth of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like when you're sitting at a 4 table looking at each other, it's a full ass table. This was like a skinny bar still. So I'm eating dinner and I get a couple plates and a couple drinks, and these pictures are people not in my party. Those are strangers sitting at my table, thinking that there's enough room for there to be strangers together. That is
So
fucking
you had
insane.
two separate strangers
One,
sat there?
the girl on the right came and sat, and I purposely didn't move my drink there. You can see it. I left it there. It's not like I moved it there. That's where it was. And I was like, "You're really just gonna try to put your shit on the table here too, huh?" And her boyfriend came and was like, Get out. We're not sitting there. Let's get the fuck out of here. And she said something like, it was a bad call by me, I know. And they walked out. And then after that, this girl sat down. Now, her shirt said the Museum of Natural Fart. And she
What?
was a very... she was an eccentric person. So I almost kind of like her style. Museum of Modern
Dude,
Fart,
that's
sorry.
some shit like, I'm going to put on these clothes and I'm going to get whatever table I want. I'm going
Yeah,
to go out to dinner.
She didn't give one fuck.
Like I'm gonna dress like it's Halloween. I'm gonna go to dinner. People are gonna move from. I will take ownership of whatever table. I'll be like fucking Christopher Columbus. Like, this is my spot now.
She's probably like, I'm gonna take over with my stench and just be like, I own this spot now. That was one of the crazier things I've ever experienced, and the fact that 2 different people, like I'm sitting there, I'm like,
2 people sitting there makes me kind of want to side with them.
I guess
because they clearly there's something about it.
Well,
However,
no, I mean, the something about it was that it was crowded.
Right.
There was no tables available, and there technically are 2 seats. But it's like, think about it this way: if there was a individual 4-seater, a table with 4 chairs, and there was a date there, would you just go sit at that table?
No.
Like there's 2 chairs there.
I also think
Now
though, that,
bar rules are a little bit different, but this was just basically a 4-seater connected to a bar. But imagine if you just went up and said, "Oh, it's a crowded bar, so I'm going to sit here too." No, you're not.
Yeah.
It's my table. I know that we didn't fill it out, but sometimes you have a party of 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. This is how it goes, you know? If there was another 2-seater, I would have, but
you should have put your jackets on them like we're waiting for 2 more.
I didn't even consider that this would have been a possibility. I can't describe how small it was. It was like there was only a deep enough bar for like one set of plates. If they had ordered shit, I don't know where they would have. I almost wish they did. The one girl left before she ordered anything, and we left before the second one ordered anything. So I don't know where. I wish I wanted to be like, go ahead, put your plate somewhere. You're gonna put it on top of my shit.
I think there is a. I think this stems from the epidemic, and it's been going on for 10 plus years now, of how jam-packed restaurants are. I don't think it's just even a New York thing. I think it's
tables,
everywhere.
You know? Yeah.
Like every table you go to, every dinner you go to, you're this far apart.
You can hear their conversations better than your
100%. Absolutely.
What is that?
I don't know.
I guess they're right in your ear, being like right there, and the other person's on the other side. But I'm like, I might as well just chime in on your conversation. You talk to them,
dude. I'll go to dinner and I'll be like, I won't talk because I'm like, I don't like. And I mean, this isn't very unique, but like, I don't like anyone hearing anything. And this is before bars. This has been my whole life. Like, right. I don't like fucking. I honestly think I can trace that back to like when I was like 14. I was on a phone call with a friend talking about a party in the bathroom. And my mom happened to be like doing laundry right outside and heard everything. And I was like, okay, I'll never talk about it again.
Yeah,
like, that's it. I'll never share.
Thanks, Mom. I'll never interact with another human.
I always think someone's listening. Now, and like I just like unless it's into a microphone where I know everyone's listening.
Right.
I don't like.
Maybe that's why it became a podcast.
I don't like having conversations.
I'm gonna go like confront my fears, sort of thing. I'll talk when everyone's listening.
I'll talk in a room. Like where we're alone in the house. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like talking in public. I always assume someone's listening.
I'll also tell you why I'm not talking in public anymore. I can talk in public. I can't hear in public.
Yeah.
I go to a bar now, and I can't hear a fucking thing.
Bro.
And especially if I'm talking to short people, I have to, like, lean all the way down, and then that feels weird. Or I'm just like, yeah, totally. Just reacting like I'm taking a stab in the dark.
I want to show you this clip. I tweeted this, and, like, it still does not. It's still the most true thing I've ever tweeted, and it's still, if you ask me, doesn't get the recognition it should. Because it's exactly, this is it. It's a clip from like later seasons of The Office, and I'm like, this is exactly how my hearing works.
FYI, I don't technically have a hearing problem, but sometimes when there's a lot of noises occurring at the same time, I'll hear them as one big jumble. Again, it's not that I can't hear. Because that's false, I can. I just can't distinguish between everything I'm hearing.
And I don't know if
cacophony of sound
in that segment in the show. I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke because like the way he says, like again, that's false. I can hear,
right?
Or if they're just like if that's a standard method of hearing. But it's just, dude. When we were at Distefano's thing, I was talking to fucking Tank Sinatra and Jessica Kirson. I stood there for 10 minutes. I stopped even pretending I could hear. I just stood there.
I did the same thing. At first I go like, okay. And then I just started to look like over them and add other things, being like, I'm no longer in this conversation. Don't include me.
Yeah.
Because I got nothing. I don't know, bar hearing used to be my thing. Like I used to be able to talk in like, I remember being like on like dance floors, like loud music, talking to a girl, like, it's gone now.
I've had my hearing checked recently. Like your hearing's fine. I'm like, well, it's not.
No, it's not.
Then run a new
Something's wrong.
test because I can't hear fucking shit.
I mean, I guess it's just like it's normal to not be able to hear when there's really fucking loud shit. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know whether you're a crazy girl, fucking sitting at tables you shouldn't, or talking about methodical dinosaurs, or airing out guys who don't like to spend money on cheese. You bitches are crazy. You're all crazy. I'm not even going to say anymore. Stereotypically speaking, I'm not putting out the disclaimer. You're all crazy and annoying. All of you. Every single one of you. You too, Jackie. How was your trip to Miami?
Yeah, good. I don't really.
How do you not talk into a microphone?
But there's not a microphone.
But just wait and go.
Where did we? Didn't we? You guys used to have a microphone. What happened?
They broke one and then yeah. Oh, it's on the ground. Just a mic on the ground.
Just a mic on the floor. What happened? Nothing happened in Miami? Nothing interesting happened in Miami? Refuse to believe that.
Let me think. I'm not good at like reviewing.
How are you doing on our new assignment we gave you?
Oh, so good. So good.
So that will be Thursday's episode now, Jackie.
Okay. So, run it through me one more time.
It's very simple. Your Love Island video was very funny.
Thank you.
We used to back in the day do things. Everyone did them. I think Dave and I did them more often because we could both have our own voices. But basically, you find a questionnaire, a quiz, a listicle, something like that, and you respond to each one.
So are we talking like BuzzFeed?
Yeah, kind of.
BuzzFeed could have them. I don't know. I mean, BuzzFeed would be a place we used to have them.
We would like mock them, kind of. Like.
The one that sticks out to me is because Dave and I disagreed on basically every single thing. Was like, here's a quiz to find out your compatibility with your roommates.
Okay.
And like it was just like, do you care if blank happens? He'd be like, oh, I fucking hate that. And Dave would be like, that's fine with me. And then we'd reverse and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So you could do like a compatibility quiz, and you could think of like what a lover, a roommate, a whatever you want to call it, like how that works. A paramour, for instance.
It should. The reason why it was those things is because usually that stuff jumps out at people on the internet. That's why people do it. Top 5 things you don't do on a date, and everyone clicks on that, and then they're like, I do that on a date.
Yeah.
So you should just do whatever jumps out at you, whether it's a list, whether it's a girl reacting to her date, whether it's a bunch of girls who don't know what dinosaurs are, like whatever you just watch that you go like, I have a thought about that. Make a video reacting to it.
Okay. I mean, you guys are just telling me to, It's
Yeah.
just like normal.
Well,
content.
someone's got to tell you to do it.
sorry. Wait, can I just say though that?
But we want you to edit the video.
Yeah, the way you did that.
The way you
Okay,
did the Love
yeah,
Island
okay,
thing.
okay.
Not
Make it funny.
I would
And
just
then
like
we
to
will
say-
discuss it. We'll have a segment Thursdays. We'll call it Jacking Off.
I'm never gonna choose the names to my segments.
I mean,
It's separate from Jacked Off,
I'm not
it's Jacking
married
Off.
to it.
No, I like
but-
Jack Off. Then don't clip that.
But that reminded me of Colby Armstrong, who is on. He does Chicklets Game Notes, and he also does TNT. By the way, shout out TNT for figuring out how to have an entertaining panel.
Yeah.
It's just take the Chicklets people.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's
they did it with
fucking
basketball.
Biz.
They just did it to hockey.
It's Biz. It's Arm Dog, and it's fucking it's Yandel. It's just like it's. Take
funny people.
Take the entertaining podcast, put them on television.
Done.
It's such an easy fucking recipe.
Seriously.
And for some reason, no one else can do it. But anyway, Colby was like on he had a clip that I clipped it actually because he was talking about before the Bruins game yesterday. He was talking about the Red Wings, I believe, but because the Bruins definitely do not have this. But he's talking about having like a power play. And he just goes, it's a great thing having a hot PP. And I was like,
Biz is like,
Biz wasn't on yesterday.
oh, that would have been great. I could just see Biz like trying to keep it in. Just,
Goes, it's a good thing having a hot PP. And I was like, that's what happens to me on many a Sunday morning. You wake up, have a hot PP, call a doctor, get a fucking quick ZZ. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you. But yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah, and then on Thursdays we'll have Jacking Off, and we will have a larger discussion about your quick clip.
I also just want to say, you guys told me to do a video a week, and I've been doing that. Minus a few weeks, but I have.
Okay.
I have. It's not a perfect math, but science. But it's
That's what happens with us. They told us to do 3 podcasts a week, and we mostly do it.
no, but I have been putting out more videos.
Good, yeah.
good.
And I will continue to
Let
do
me
so.
fucking be the first to congratulate you on doing your job.
Well, again, it's technically no.
Oh, okay. All right, you can just be the producer.
No.
That's
no,
it.
no,
Nope,
no,
just the producer.
No, I got it. I'll do it. I'll do one on Thursday.
Yeah. Have it ready for Thursday. Yeah. So just do it tomorrow.
Okay.
It shouldn't take very long.
Yeah, no. Ready for the podcast
But they
that
take me
airs
so
on
long.
Thursday.
Here's the thing: it doesn't come naturally to me. This is what I'm saying. Is I put a camera up and I get so awkward with myself it takes me an hour to shake off the awkwardness.
Yeah,
All right.
I feel that. But then you get good and you don't do that. You don't feel awkward after a while.
Oh, dude, I used to do 5 shots before we did this podcast.
Yeah.
When we started doing it, I would have I'd literally be in my kitchen before we get on the Google Hangout, ripping shots, and then I'd come do it because I was 5's probably excessive, but I'd probably have 2 and then we'd have a beer on the show or something like that. Before we were ever in person, this is 10 years ago now. But yeah, that's how you shake off that
I do
awkwardness.
a million takes on 1 Minute Man. I everybody's awkward with themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
We all hate each other.
Jacking off Thursdays.
If this takes off, it's gonna be real hard to sell that name.
Yeah. We'll have to. It'll be like called something else. It'll be like Jackie's Thoughts, but like the real ones will be.
I
like
also want
Jacking
like
Off.
prepare for like there to be a few weeks of like it being like some are gonna be good, some are gonna be.
Yeah,
just
that's how it
prepare
goes.
for,
That's how
like,
new
the
stuff
bad.
But as long as there's always one,
Bad for a little.
as long as there's always one, you got to always do it. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but you always got to do it.
Okay, I got a few things for today, real quick. First of all, someone broke into my house and stole my headphones.
I think you lost your headphones.
Nope, because they left theirs. These are not my headphones. You were there when I bought mine. They were all black, and they were the more...
The Bose ones?
What?
Someone here probably.
The Bose ones?
Yeah.
What
Those
do you got
have
there?
blue.
These are Bose, but they're blue, and also mine folded. And I've texted every friend who's been in my apartment. I texted our...
90% sure those are Owens.
Why would he not reply to the text saying, whose fucking headphones are these, and where are mine?
There's no way someone broke into your headphones and.
Well, I obviously don't think that.
swapped headphones.
But someone came into my house, took my headphones, left their headphones, and has not. These are the
But-
cheaper version, by the way, and has not
But
been
they're close enough that somebody might not realize, right?
I noticed right away. Again, I was like, well, why don't these fold in half? Because mine would fold and it easily fit in my pocket. These don't fold, and also mine are all black.
I think if you went from not folding to folding, you might be like, oh, I never even realized these could fold up.
Fair point.
That's probably.
But also, I would notice where's the blue.
That's
It's
if you just
rather
grab that
subtle,
and run.
It's been 2 weeks. Like at some point, you would notice these don't look like my headphones, right?
I don't know what I would do. The folding thing is definite, but in the reverse, I might be like, huh, I never noticed that these things were blue, like navy,
Well, no, they're
navy
all
and black. That's what I mean. Like it's close enough. Like,
I'd be
if
like-
it was like yellow, I'd be like, okay.
If you combine the two, like, I didn't know these could fold. I didn't know they were all black.
I didn't know these are different headphones.
I think you'd be like, I don't
just
know if these
learned-
are the same
dude,
headphones.
This is what I've learned. I'm gonna take this a step further. The criminal justice system is trash.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have learned like any eyewitness account for anything is pretty much garbage.
I think that's a pretty well known
Like
thing.
it's just, but it's like even when you realize it yourself. Like I can't think of an example. I wish I remembered it, but there's been a couple times in like the last year where I would have like sworn up and down on something, and then they're like, nope, like they were actually blue headphones, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I would have really, really, really put my hand on a Bible and sent someone to the fucking death chamber. and I'm just like, oh, I couldn't even remember that. Like that's something that happened like last week, let alone years ago or, when you were drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
So your headphones represent all that's wrong with the criminal justice system.
Okay. What inspired that?
Just that,
that,
like there's probably, Owen's probably going, scratch his head going, oh, I thought those were my headphones. I don't know, man. And if you fucking had a court case over it, he would have been like, these are my headphones. 100%. And then you could have proven it, and he would be like, fuck, I'm wrong.
I've literally asked everyone who's been in my apartment. Like,
Don't you guys have some of these? No?
I have a pair, but
I'm wearing these.
which also aren't hers.
But they wouldn't be in here because these were on my these are where I leave my headphones.
Yeah.
So like,
right.
like, I wouldn't have forgotten them. And how would I have obtained these? We don't have to figure it out.
Did you film a sketch at your house with headphones?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say.
But
that
I
for this.
texted the group chat.
Rotor also left those headphones at my apartment one time. For
Okay.
months.
So they're out.
Why didn't anyone reply to my question? Where are my
I
headphones?
thought that you guys figured it out by yourself.
No.
Did Owen just not.
I could just be like, they look the same. I know your headphones too.
Take a picture and send that to Owen and say, oh, these are headphones. I think we've cracked the case. They're just Owens.
I texted the group chat with like 15 people that no one replied. I was like, are these anyone's? Not a soul.
Well, you
said
know
anything.
what? He upgraded. So he's like,
Yeah.
I like my headphones as is. My new ones are fire.
Another thing, Instagram has added that memory thing. If you click on that, you're a fucking psychopath.
Was like time hop?
It's like time hop. I think
you're in the vast minority on these.
I think it's crazy
Because
that why? I guess
some people like to
who-
look at happier times.
I guess people who like themselves, but like I don't want to see anything I did more than 5 minutes ago. It makes
makes you
comfortable.
feel bad about currently or then.
It makes me. I'm like, why the fuck did you look like that? Why did you think
that's-
like that? Why did
that's
you talk like that?
I think most people are different. I think most people are like, oh, this was the time when life was fun. Most people are aging out of fun.
I guess I just never had it. But like there, like don't get me wrong, I don't think the future's any brighter than the past.
Yeah.
But
I think most people look at Time Hop and rather than being like, oh, I like my fashion was stupid or I was acting stupid, they're like, oh, that was like when I had friends and that was like before I was married.
Why would you want to see that?
Yeah,
whether you were happy or embarrassed of it, why do you want to see it?
That also shows your like your personality trait of whether you want to like relive.
Dude, I have friends
good
who like
times or forget that like you're not having them anymore.
I have friends who are Time Hop obsessed and they'll be like 8 years ago today. I'm like, get that the fuck. Don't ever talk to me ever again. Why the fuck would you send that to me? That's so goddamn weird.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very bad about this. I hate it. I hate it. Don't not ever fucking show me anything.
Do you think it's because you're not happy now?
Probably.
You were happy then? Yeah.
But I don't like. I'm not even. It makes me cringe. I don't like it. Like, but there are a few things that make me angry. Like, it makes me angry. When someone posts a Time Hop, when someone sends me a Time Hop, I'm like, don't you fucking dare ever talk to me.
You don't ever like, oh my god, like
no interest.
Look at that memory that we had.
None whatsoever.
Or like, or it's fun to be like, shit, we are all dressed so stupid.
No, bro, I have This Day in Barstool muted. I don't want to see that fucking shit. And Mario, I love you, dude. I think you're doing great work, but I don't want to fucking see it. I think people really like it. It makes me sick.
So like, what about like nostalgia in general? Like if I'm recalling like life from back then, like, oh, remember like those things we used to eat in the cafeteria? Are you like, get that the fuck out of here?
Maybe childhood. Maybe like once I got out of elementary school.
This is because you were sexually abused, and your
those
body
are my only fond memories. I have fucking
your body.
I have
like,
Stockholm
repressing.
syndrome for getting molested. Like those are the days.
So after that was just emotional abuse and that's too much.
Honestly, like maybe no, because I don't even have memories of middle school. I don't remember most of my life intentionally. I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, this is you are a shattered man. you are a completely emotionally and mentally broken person who does not want to relive any part of your own life.
This is, now that we're talking about it out loud, this is a real issue.
It's truly, nostalgia is truly like most people's like favorite thing. Like there are Chris's TV shows about it.
But finally,
like, throwback like movies. Let's do the sequel. Like everything is like, let's take the good old days and relive them. And you're like, no, I don't even want to see a single picture of my life.
I'm fine with nostalgia as a whole. I don't want it specific to me. Like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't even really remember that shit though. I'll be honest. Like, I'm mostly lying and bullshitting.
Really?
And when we talk about like the aggro cag, I don't fucking remember that, dude.
So I always said like one of the more important things about blogging for me, like when people are like, how do you do it? And I was like, I don't know. You got to be able to write a little bit. You got to have some relatability, some personality, blah, blah, blah. And I was one of the things, and it's going for me these days, is a good memory. Because like, you know, you gotta have sick references, dude. And like a lot of blogging was like, this reminds me of like when in 4th grade when we said blah blah blah, and if people would be like, oh, I did that at fucking gym class too, or whatever. And it's just like I remember more dumb shit from my childhood than any actual real facts that could like help me in this world, you know. But if every day that passes you just push deep dark down away so that no one ever remembers it, you're probably not gonna like a Time Hop.
What's the point of again like larger discussions on nostalgia?
Some people
is
need
fine.
it to live.
What
like my life sucks so much now. Let me just like remember the good times.
That would make me more depressed.
Well, I know that's a you problem.
That would make me more. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, like that's never coming back. Like, I don't know.
I really have been having. I don't know if it's because I'm like dangerously close to 40. I used to never really have any like
37, 38.
30. How old am I?
8, 7.
Wait, how old am I?
What year?
I was born in 85. 38. 23.
Yes.
85. 38.
38.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, when you're getting old enough I used to make fun of my old man for that, being like, you don't know how old you are. And
to be fair to you,
that's not right. I was born in 85. That's not correct.
To be fair to you, I mean, it was like last week, so it's kind of like writing the checks in the new year.
Yeah, but also to be fair, it was last week, so I should have like known it because it just happened.
I do. When people ask me my birthday, my how old am I? I go, like I'm thinking I'm 34.
I used to have to. I always knew I was 4 years younger than my brother, and I just always knew my brother's age and subtracted. Now I don't even know. He's like 60. I'm like, I don't even know how old he is. So but I'm 38, and I I have real thoughts about, but it's weird because it's not thoughts about like, oh, certainly not thoughts about my early 30s being so good and that they're gone. It's things that were already gone a long time ago. But I'm just like, that feeling of being like a little kid or like having fun doing this or being innocent and not knowing that or whatever it may be. Recently, I've just been like, it will never happen again.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't really remember. I don't.
Yeah, that's great for you.
It is. I guess.
When I think of, I guess now that I'm having my kids and I'm seeing them go through it, or sometimes they like don't like something that I did like, and I'm like, wow, that was like my favorite thing. They're not gonna like that. They're not gonna do whatever it is. But I've definitely had more little like breakdowns than ever of just being like, it only gets worse from here on out. Like you could think, I think once you're like 40, it's all downhill. And you could probably say that even for like 30, but you know, you can still have like your life can still be young and fun and shit in your 30s. Like once you're 40s, it's like you're old. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like it's all downhill. Your life's, your life's inevitably gonna get
I don't
worse.
want to see. I wouldn't say that. I couldn't tell you my highs. I remember once my therapist asked me like, "When's the last time you were happy?" I was like, "Well, how am I gonna answer that? I don't fucking know what you're talking about." So I can't not remember my highs.
But these are us problems.
Yes. Oh no.
We can't expect the rest of society to be like us.
Yeah, I get
we
that.
are clearly the people with issues here.
But it's like I don't want to turn this into like a depression thing. It's just like I just get angry about that. Whatever. Next up,
Does
fucking
this shirt smell?
I have a really bad sense of smell.
Dude, I don't know what's going
It's
on.
like cologne.
I keep checking the bottom of my shoes. I feel like, is there shit on my nose? I'm like, it smells like shit.
It happens to me sometimes. I'll be like, what is this smell? And like, I'll take off all of my clothing, like nothing individually.
And it's
smells,
like, it smelled when I was out there. So, like, no, that smells good. What is going on? I feel like someone put shit on my nose.
Yeah.
I go to Clemmer. I was sitting on Clemmer's desk, and I go, "It smells like shit over here." And he was like, "That's my desk, man." It's like, sorry, pal.
He was funny. He goes, "I do shit in the drawers, but
Anyway, you're a depressed bag of shit, and most people.
Everyone's depression. Shut up. Bye, sad boy gear. I saw last night right before I went to bed.
Oh, I know what's going on.
What?
You're just grumpy that Banshees got shut out at the Oscars.
No,
you're grumpy that your movie got nothing, dude.
I don't
Big
care about
fat
the
goose egg.
I don't care about the Oscars like that.
I'm pretty surprised it got nothing.
Yeah, me too. But
I actually didn't expect it to win the big ones because I do think it's like a little more of a niche, and I don't know, the Irish. I think that's a niche thing. Like the Irish sense of humor.
The movie's about like fucking being sad. Like
yeah.
The fact that I guess it's not about being sad. It's I mean, there's some sadness to it, but I think that's what everyone talks about. That's all everyone talks about these days.
That is true. That is true.
I would think it would appeal to fucking people. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Shit. I need a time hop for the last 10 seconds.
On the Oscars, I do want to say people mad at Angela Bassett for not like sucking Jamie Lee Curtis's dick. I think we need a little more of that in Hollywood. Hollywood's like the phoniest, fakest place in the world. And if you just lost the Oscars and you thought you were going to win, I don't think you should have to be all happy.
Angela Bassett thought she was going to win she was in Wakanda?
Is that what she was?
Yeah.
Then she definitely was crazy.
Oh yeah,
You thought you were gonna win for a comic book movie,
a sequel Marvel movie
that was like, by all intents, people were like, yeah, it was okay. Angela Bassett was gonna win for Black Panther over, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in Everything All at Once, right?
Yeah,
which is like the It movie. And also, you can't, even if you are mad, it's Jamie Lee Curtis's first one ever, and she's like a legend. So you gotta if you lost to some other nobody, it's like fuck that. But at least be like you can't be mad that Jamie Lee Curtis got her first one. But I also don't think you need to be like, wow, Jamie, you won. It's like that's fake. In this, everyone else here is screaming and yelling. They said to themselves, like, I'm going to just scream and be happy for the person no matter what. And it's like, how about you give me a real reaction and be like, fuck.
I don't know who that is in the bottom left, but I think she has a pretty solid one.
She goes, wow, or something like that, yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis also, like, when I think Black Panther and Multiverse of Madness got released, she was just openly shitting on those movies to promote her own. So she was like shitting all over Marvel and everything they do because of the
Being like,
budgets.
watch ours, not theirs.
Yeah, and also like Kenjack even said she was a bit character in this. It makes no sense she was even nominated.
Right.
And it's probably like because she did bitch all over social media about it.
I mean, like, so I guess.
but that's also like that's campaigning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
like,
true. Yeah,
people
for your
campaign for
consideration
Oscars.
all the time. Yeah, I mean, I guess so I'm somewhere in the middle on it. Like, people are giving her shit for being like kind of rude about it. Where it's like, I don't know. I think you should be able to be like, fuck, I lost. But in this case, Angela Bassett's probably not the right example. Where it's like,
I was in the Marvel sequel movie. Like, be happy you got nominated. I didn't see the movie.
I would have guessed that it was not a Marvel movie. I thought it was for something else altogether. For a fucking best supporting, like get lost.
Yeah.
No fucking way. And shout out to Brendan Fraser who got the dub, who needed it. That guy needed a dub.
Dude, that guy needed about 10 less fucking nautical references, if you ask me.
Oh, I didn't see what he just...
Oh my god! I mean, look, I
You better bite your tongue.
No,
talking
I
bad
said it
about
last
Brendan
night on
Fraser.
Twitter.
You'll get canceled real fast.
If you didn't watch it, like if you watched it, you understand. I mean, he dropped like 10 nautical references.
What do you mean? Like, give me an
Because
example.
the movie won for the whale, so he
Right.
kept being like,
Oh.
he's like, he hooked me and pulled me in the ship, and he's a whale of a guy. It was.
John ran out of references real quick.
It was because I was like, this is pull up.
Dude,
his,
that is so lame. Like, it's just his moment.
I
like,
said
it's
I
just
was
his
like
comeback.
I was like, I'm very happy for him. One reference would have sufficed. So like, I think you can say both things. Brendan Fraser deserved the award. I haven't seen the movie, so I largely it's the consensus is he deserved it.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, whenever you change your body or do something like that drastic where you really have to like get inside.
And he has battled a lot of things, demons to get back to where he is, demons and abuses and all kinds of shit. And like, I could be exceptionally happy for him and also go a little heavy-handed.
Also, like, it wasn't good.
I think there were good parts of it. I thought like when he's like
the sentiment's great. I just don't know if
right. I think it could have. I think that's a fair thing to say. It could have done for 6 less.
What's
nautical
weird?
references.
When they, I guess the point being that like he's so overwhelmed, but it's like, I don't know, you're an actor, dude. Like, reel it in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, they're so like.
I like the genuine emotion.
But that's what. But I'm always like, is that the acting or is this the genuine or
no? I think that was
he's like so overwhelmed in the moment that he's that happy.
Yeah,
I mean that guy, he deserves this like a motherfucker. But you know what's funny is like, again, like if you're being real about it, I don't even know who else was nominated in the category, but it's like, so Brendan Fraser's life sucked the last 5 years, so he gets the fucking award. Like. You know what I mean? I actually think it should be that way. I think the Academy should kind of like reward careers in certain spots to make it all the more dramatic. But it is kind of like, I don't know, was my movie better?
I want to be very, very clear. I am not anti-Brendan Fraser at all. Fraser, which I feel like we used to call him Brendan Fraser.
For sure.
And we kind of just transitioned to Fraser. I know that happens with a lot of people. Brad Marchand, it used to be. Actually, I forget what we used to call him.
But Fraser was for sure.
Fraser.
I didn't even know until right now that we're calling him Fraser.
Yeah.
From now on.
Yeah.
You guys call him Fraser to his face.
Right to his face. Right to his face. And he never even took the time to correct it.
Yeah. I think there was another player in the NFL who was like, it was the Tyrod Taylor. Was like, that's not how you pronounce my name. Like after like 10 years.
What is he now?
It's Tyrod, I think.
You get one shot.
I mean, I did it with Dave with Fiedelberg. I was like, whatever, fine.
Yeah. That's true.
So there's a level where you're just like, I don't fucking care, whatever. I'll answer to it.
I did like the Temple of Doom guy and the Goonies guy winning.
Yeah.
That's cool to be like a child star and then
what's his name? Haquan something.
It's like I'm not sure.
Yeah. Haquan.
We're not good with the Asian names. I mean, that's got to be pretty rare to be like what.
I'm gonna watch that movie tonight. I haven't seen that. movie
neither have I,
so.
and I've been meaning to watch it. But you know what it was? A couple people who I like, everyone was sucking his dick, but a couple people who I align with usually said it was bad, and that turned me off to it. But I gotta watch it.
I'm not a multiverse guy.
Yeah,
I don't.
But
really,
I am.
I find them hard to follow. I like linear storylines. I just tell the story.
Right.
I don't like. I'm like, wait, what's happening? Like, I'm not good at watching those movies. I'm too dumb. So that wasn't one I jumped at. But I mean, I can't not watch it tonight.
Yeah. Clean up on everything.
Speaking of first of all, the other thing that jumped out of me from the Oscars, and I didn't watch the full Oscars. I watched Last of Us at 9, and I watched before, watched Last of Us at 9, watched the show after, watched the rest of the Oscars afterwards. But the the Cocaine Bear. Elizabeth Banks came out with the Cocaine Bear, and then he came back later, and it was. I'm going to criticize a lot of people like a lot. Jimmy Kimmel, Malala was there.
Who?
Malala. She's won a Nobel Peace Prize. To be honest, I forget exactly what it is she did. But she is a very famous young woman who, again, won a Nobel Peace Prize. But so they had the Cocaine Bear. First, Jimmy Kimmel asked her a question. He said, "Malala, as a Nobel Peace Prize winner, do you think Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?" And her response was, "I only talk about peace." Let's have
seriously.
I only saw a quote tweet. I didn't see the video. So
Suck my dick.
Let's have a little bit of fun, Malala. Like we're at an award show.
Come on.
Let's just play with it. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
I think that's not the.
You got to have someone read you a joke.
Can you play the video
you know?
before I overly criticize it?
Great to have you here, and congratulations on the movie. This question is from Joanne Nicolaitis of Brooklyn, New York. She asks, your work on human rights and education for women and children is an inspiration. As the youngest Nobel Prize winner in history, I was wondering, do you think Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
I only talk about peace.
You know what? That's why you're Malala.
Yikes. Have a good time, dude.
Yikes.
It is.
She should have been. She should have been like, Harry Styles can spit on me whenever he wants. Both of those guys can spit in my mouth.
More than I'll ever go through in my life, and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. I figure if you're out at an award show, let's have some fun.
You know what we should do? We should show Malala the Mean Girls clip.
You're right. We should empower female education. But then they came out and they brought the Cocaine Bear out after he's on stage.
Yeah.
And it was another Malala joke. It was I think it was just leave Malala alone, Cocaine Bear, whatever. And but I caught Colin Farrell and his son sitting right there. Can you imagine the panic he had seeing Cocaine Bear walking his way?
Oh God,
He's like, I'm sitting with my fucking kid, Kimmel. Come on, dude. He's like, this is 100% for me.
Don't you do it. So, Colin, cocaine. That's great. How about the bitch in the back in the white dress? That was all the talk too.
What's her name? Tess? I've never heard of her. She's a musician.
That is fucked.
TESS, I think.
That's got to be you have a wardrobe change that comes off at the red carpet.
Yeah, you can't
do that,
dude. That's
you can't do that.
Sitting behind her is worse than sitting behind Lincoln at the fucking theater. Dude, take off your goddamn fucking hat, bro. You're 6'6".
I thought he was going to get his head blown off, but the hat too.
Yeah. Sitting in front of him wasn't great either. Yeah.
That is tough. That's a tough scene.
But that was all I really had on the Oscars. I thought it was a good show. I saw a few Kimmel jokes that were pretty good. I thought he did a good job with the Will Smith.
I didn't see any of that.
He was he's talking about how the Oscars have a plan in place. If anyone commits an act of violence, you'll be awarded Best Actor and given a 19-minute speech.
That's great. That is great.
And then at the end of the show, he put up a Oscars broadcast since an incident, and he finally put up a 1.
That's funny.
He also said, I like the line where he was like, if something happens, sit there and do nothing, just like you did last year.
Yeah. He goes, maybe give the assailant a hug.
Very true.
I thought it was a very good thing. But speaking of movies, I'm in a weird phase right now where I'm trying to stop being fat for summer. So I'm falling asleep early, therefore
don't do that.
Waking up early.
God damn it.
And so I'm getting up at 7:30 these days, and I don't have kids. I don't have a life.
Yeah, what are you doing for the first 5 hours of the day?
Dude, I kick my day off watching hardcore action movies.
Yes,
bro. I'll be 7:30.
Dude, I love you.
7:30 in the morning. I'll wake up, pop on I've done London Has Fallen. I did Luther the other day. I did.
Bro, I love it. I love it.
I'm shirtless in bed, and the sun's barely up, and I'm just watching people get fucking murdered. That's how.
So it'll be 9:30, and you've got a 2-hour action movie in the books.
Done. Oh yeah, for the last 2 weeks.
You could get to noon and have 2.5 movies done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
amazing.
It's unbelievable. It's a great existence. I recommend it.
I want you to start going to the movies.
If they open before,
they do. I've seen a few people do it. Jake Bass one time.
No way.
There's an 8 a.m. screening of Scream tomorrow. I'll go see it.
He brought in a bacon, egg, and cheese, and then watched a movie. I'm like, that sounds like the best thing in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going very far for it. It's got to be like in Union Square, but because I got rid of the theater right by me. I had a theater 2 blocks from my apartment. They closed
that
it.
sucks.
But the one I watched this weekend, I did well because I saw Creed 3 last weekend, so I've been in the boxing thing, which I did not like at all. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to give spoilers, but I did not like Creed 3. But I did the Rockies.
Watched all the Rockies?
Yeah. I think I skipped 5, but
abusive guy.
Huh?
Abusive guy.
Abusive guy.
Rocky?
But
Rocky 1. He like swings next to her head.
Well,
it's like,
you
could.
You can only punch walls in the other room. That's my rule.
At least one wall away.
He's dude. The first one.
He's a boxer. What do you expect him to do?
Dude, the first one, he's got her like fucking cornered, like bad.
Yeah, he won the Oscar.
But it is. I hadn't seen Rocky probably in a while, probably since I was a kid, and maybe Dad watched him. I'm sure I've seen him on TBS and I've seen some, but I haven't really sat down and put on the Rockies probably in a while. Bro, if you watch the Rockies through the lens that Rocky is special needs, and it's not a hard leap to
I was
get
going
to.
to say, you mean almost reality?
Because he talks like this.
Yeah.
And dude, it's the funniest movie you've ever seen in your life. I was in tears watching Rocky 2 the other day. Bro, Rocky 2. First of all, Rocky doesn't know how to fight. Rocky is it's not a good boxer. I know it's the action of the 80s or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like when Rocky's in the ring,
the punches he
the
throws.
first 2 rounds,
he just runs into punches.
His fucking fist never get out of his rib cage.
And he just slams his head into it. It's crazy.
But also like in Rocky 2 in particular, because he's starting to get some fame after the big fight with Creed, the first fight with Creed, and the Rocky 2 kind of kicks off with he's left boxing and he's buying a house with Adrian, and bro, he pulls up to park and he like parks like on the curb, and then he gets out of the car and he's like, "Oh, Adrian, this is a pretty nice brick right here." like he's enamored with this brick, and he's like, "Hey, brick, Adrian." And then like they're in the house, and she's like, "We should look at the other rooms," and he's like, "I mean, all houses are the same." And then the way he says everything, it's so funny. And then it cuts to him. He still needs some money because he gets fired from the meatpacking facility because he can't hold a job. And then so he's becoming the spokesman, and he can't read. He's in a cage dressed like Bam Bam, and he's just the cologne's called Beast, and he's like, "Put on Beast." You unleashed. It's like, bro, I was in absolute tears. Like, this is a special needs guy. Maybe that's
when the Matrix was like after the fact, they were like, it's about trans.
Yeah, right.
This is actually all along. Rocky's been about mental disabilities.
He's got a strength he can't even fathom. We're not clipping this.
He has like an eternal beef with the producers, and that's why he's like not involved. Like they're like we got one of those fucking deals where like the producers own the character, the name, the rights, like everything.
Oh yeah?
Did he? Yeah. Ever heard of those? You ever heard any fucking morons who do that?
That's a tough bid. Does someone else get to sell them at the Players?
Kinda. You should call him Sly.
Does someone else get to sell them at Dick's Sporting Goods?
For people who may not know, Foreplay. Yeah, Foreplay has a new T-shirt out. Not John, but Foreplay has a new shirt. Saturdays are for the players. Sold like on the PGA Tour, official PGA gear. Let's go ahead and get that to Foreplay though. I don't know.
I'm glad someone's getting something.
I don't know how you haven't shot this place out. You should talk with Sly. He was like, I will never do another movie as long as that guy's alive. But he's like 91, so they're hoping that he's gonna kick the bucket and then maybe he'll like patch things up with his son
to do another Rocky.
Yeah,
he did the Creeds. I mean, it's the same franchise. He did Creed 1 and Creed 2.
But like Creed 3, he's not. He was like advised a little bit on the script and shit like that.
I only saw Creed 2 once, but doesn't he die in Creed 2?
No.
I thought someone told me that recently.
I think he leaves off with like helping his son, like reconnecting with his son or some shit.
Okay.
But like yeah, it was one of those like everybody. It was kind of like a little movement to be like give Stallone Rocky, like it's his fucking character. He wrote it all. That
I'll
shit.
join that.
And then, yeah, you should join that movement. You know what we should do is just like hardcore become Sly Stallone advocates, and it's all just like an allegory or whatever you want to call it for John. Be like, what kind of fucking producers would take away the rights of the man who came up?
He
with this
wrote it.
creatively?
He fucking started
the creative brain behind it.
Oh God, fun times.
Good times, great oldies. You son of a bitches.
The other thing I've been doing recently is and we've kind of talked about this before, but it's really on my brain because I think I finished Netflix. I don't ever watch Netflix anymore.
You've gone through all of Netflix?
Like, I think I've seen it. I just watched Luther the Fallen Sun. Shout out Chernin. Great. I love Luther. Luther fucking.
I didn't know there's a new Luther.
Movie came out this weekend. March 10th, the movie came out. It's like 2 hours. You don't really need to see the beginning. You don't need to see. There are 5 seasons of the show. They're all great. They're BBC shows. So like, I think season 4 is 2 episodes. Right. You can whack it all out pretty quick. But I fucking love Luther. It is a character I hope that Idris Elba continues to do just forever. Mm-hmm. But it's a 2 hour movie with Andy Serkis is the bad guy who is great. It's fun. It's a fucking action movie, you know. But so I watched that. Which is bizarre is the movie is on Netflix, and the show used to be on Netflix, but the show is now on Hulu, which doesn't really make sense to me.
Well, that's just one of those like you got the rights to the show, but not the movie and all that shit. Yeah.
But I've been watching a lot of Hulu. First of all, because I was catching up on Luther, and also because like all the good shows are on Hulu now. New Girl's going to Hulu. 30 Rock's on Hulu. Fuck it. All Netflix really has anymore for like comfort TV is Seinfeld. Aside from that, there really isn't. Arrested doesn't comfort TV for me because it is a little too.
You gotta think.
And also the no, that's Parks. Whatever the theme is.
The music.
It's jarring, and that kind of takes me out of the comfort of it.
I watched my Texas 911 show.
Of course.
It was the last one I told you about was the outer space satellites. Yeah. The one after that was a volcano erupted underneath
the Scorpions.
The Scorpions.
I assume this was your show. There was a volcano erupting. There was a girl trapped in a food truck. She called 911.
Yeah.
And there were scorpions in the food truck, and the 911 operator held her through it.
I think there was some scorpions.
Dude, she starts asking, she's like, what's around? What kind of salad dressings do you have? She's like, you want to see a menu right now? And she could just say, is there a vinaigrette? She's like, no, list off all the salad dressings. And like, it's unbelievable.
It was like a volcano, but it was like a volcano that was underground. So it wasn't like, like in Hawaii, there's a volcano that we all know about erupting. It was just like all of a sudden there was like lava in fucking LA or Texas. And one guy, his arm was like, he jumped into a pool that happened to be bubbling, like the lava like cooked the pool, and he didn't know it. So he just jumped into like a boiling pool, and he reaches out like, help me, and someone grabs his hand, and his skin comes off of his hand. I was like, I love this show so freaking much. Like, we're going from outer space to volcanoes underground to boiling skin. Hulu, it's where it's at.
Yeah, Hulu's balls, man.
Netflix is, I think Netflix like had its time in the sun. I think all these things will kind of like ebb and flow, where it's like you used to have everything, then you got to pick and choose which ones you sign.
Well, what's funny is Netflix found. I think when people talk about Netflix the most, first of all, it's like they're basically the only streaming service, but like their recipe for success when they first came on the scene was we'll just show all the shows people like.
Yeah.
And like,
but now once everybody either took back their own properties, Disney and shit like that, or you get some bidding wars where it's like.
But I also think they got a little fucking too big for their britches, and
like
we'll do a steal, like exactly what every fucking broadcast network sees, where it's just like, oh, we'll just do our own stuff, and like that's what they shows. I mean, the reason that people fell off broadcast television is they started putting out bad shows. They were like, and cheaper shows, and people were like, oh, we'll just watch the old good ones,
right?
And then Netflix like, we'll spend $9 billion a year creating new content, and it's just not.
I wonder
like,
though.
There's not much
if,
good
like,
stuff.
You know, like do the Adam Sandler movies and the Hallmark type movies and all those shit.
We've talked about it before.
They got the reality shit on lock with some of those things, Love Is Blind and Love Island, all that kind of shit. Whatever that, you know, it's like they probably do still crush it, but it just feels if you
but they don't, because fucking none of those companies make money. It's like Uber and Netflix like still aren't profitable. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Crazy.
Dude? Like, companies just don't make. It's like the fucking SVB stuff where like companies just don't make money.
Yeah.
It's VCs have so much goddamn money. Like, we'll just fuck it. We're bored. Here, take this money. I believe I could be speaking on my ass here, but I believe Netflix and like Uber, like two of the biggest companies in the world. I think they're both still not profitable companies.
Well, Uber's got to pay off all the rapists.
Yeah.
They got to pay all the money to keep the rapes quiet. Them and Airbnb. It's just like, well, we have all of our money went to the rapes. But I don't know about the rest of them. As far as TV shows, so The Last of Us finale.
Do you want to leave? She hasn't watched.
I don't have too much to say about it. I don't.
Yeah.
I probably won't spoil it. It was good. It was fine. I think
thought it was
typically
fine.
in those television
it
shows,
kind of, and especially when you know it's a video game, like it ends how you would expect a video game to end. You know, I think it could have been a little like a lot of people were like coming themselves over the giraffe thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That was fine. Like,
I think gamers again, they were like the giraffe scene better be in it, and even if you didn't watch, even if you didn't play the game, I was kind of like, okay.
It wasn't bad, but I definitely wasn't like, what?
Yeah,
Like, that was
that
amazing.
was all of it. I thought that the final scenes where there should have I should have had some feelings of like, whoa, that was deep. I didn't really feel that way. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Which is, it's not a knock, but it's also not, I'm not going to like suck its dick. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't like the episode 3, you know, it wasn't a moment like that. Like, the most touching moments were certainly not this episode.
I said on My Mom's Basement when we did the review after episode 7, I had some fear about what their relationship would be going forward, because and it's a rather somewhat of a trope, but I liked the crotchety, grumpy old man, and the happy young kid, and when he hugs her and says, "I got you, baby girl," which is what he used to call his daughter. That I was like,
he's going to be like his dad.
I was like, he can't keep being the grumpy guy. Like, he now accepts her as his own, and like that would be weird if he's still a grumpy guy. And they flipped, where he became like the trying to be happy guy, and she's the grumpy one, right? And it was and that was before he lied to her, but it was like the whole thing. I was like, this is what I was afraid was going to happen, and I don't think that'll be an issue like for me forever. No, but it was a concern of mine, and it was.
I do wonder if season 2 just like follows game 2, or if they are just like, we're writing our own TV show now.
I believe I heard that season 2 will be in between.
Oh, right.
The game, and then season 3 will be.
So then in that case,
or maybe. Like, but I also saw from like Lights Camera Barstool, they said something like, game 2 will be spread over 2 seasons.
Got it. So they're gonna we're like, we got to get to 4 or 5 seasons out of this shit. Yeah, we have one more game and we need 4 more seasons.
That's the second game is twice as long as the first one.
Okay,
like in like hours of gameplay.
But I also thought the big scene, the big scene, I thought could have been done. I didn't think there was.
I agree.
I thought it was a little rushed. It wasn't like if we're gonna do action, do action. Like, I didn't really care for like the slow mo action.
Yeah, no. Just in general, I thought that whole thing was like kind of like, okay, that's like where I saw it going, and it went there, and it was fine, but I wasn't like nailed it. You know.
I guess I must have misremembered episode 1. I thought Marlene was dead. Why didn't
she gets like shot up?
She got shot.
She was like, you know, take her and get her out of here.
Yeah, I thought that was her die. Yeah.
So, but I think that was supposed to be like a reveal, like Marlene's still alive, and I was kind of like,
I was more confused.
Wait, what? Yeah. And maybe we're just idiots, but that didn't feel like it was executed that well. If you're in that situation, like morally and philosophically, like, what do you think is the right move there?
Morally,
that I also thought should have been done a little more. Like, I think it's there's an argument to be made. Like, you know what I mean?
It's definitely for the greater good.
Like, because she would be like, do it.
Yeah.
And he would never let that happen. And that's kind of like the whole push and pull of it all. And I didn't think that they like gave us that,
I
and
agree.
maybe that's because this is not how the story goes. Where they're almost, I feel like, should have been a scene of like she knows, and it's like, no, do it, and he's like, no, you know what I mean? Just like, because that to me is the intrigue. That the intrigue of it all is like, what do you do in that situation, and what does the person who has the cure do, and
I think
let's hit that,
I think that is kind of the end of episode 7, where you like, once he's like, this is my daughter, like, you're not gonna do it to your daughter,
right?
Like, yes,
right.
You're right. Like, morally, if you're thinking about like the greater good, all that shit,
my thing was like, that's a last resort. Like, you would, that's a one and done. If that surgery doesn't work, like, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I think you would do everything up. There would be a lot in between that. I think. Like,
yeah, but
let's
also
take
that's
a piece of it, and let's like we study your blood and we study your brain, and before we just go like put her on the table.
I think that's what I like about the show. Like, yeah, you could do 3 episodes on that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
But keep it moving.
Just
yeah. But like, yeah, you're right. But that to me would be the one thing that I would want there to be like some dialogue about and some multiple scenes about, where it's like, I thought they rushed those 2 things. I thought like the brother Tommy just being like, nope.
Like, but I think he's going to come back. I would be surprised if he doesn't come back into play. But also, like, with most TV, particularly HBO, the drumroll please penultimate is usually the big episode, and then the last one kind of sets up for the next season, and that's what it was.
I still maintain. I think if you ask me about The Last of Us, it's still episode 3 to me.
3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7 are my favorites.
Yeah. But like the standout episode, I think, is the one episode that really doesn't have anything to do with like the plot.
Yeah.
All right, last thing before voicemails. If Tiger Goddamn Woods ever has another like girlfriend or relationship after this, I'm gonna fucking kill him. That's a guy that just needs to not ever be in a relationship ever again. Just fuck bitches and kick them out. One and done. No more relationships with that guy. When you've got to trick kick out your girlfriend of the house, like, shit's going crazy, man. Let's just be done, dude. I don't know what his.
I mean, this was a long one again. This is what, 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. But to be like, I'm gonna send you on a vacation. Ha! Gotcha. I'm kicking you out of the house. There's got to be some wild shit going on.
I do think it would be fun to kick someone out of a house that they own nothing. It's like, it all fits in a bag. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I can tell you we're going on vacation,
and
we don't need to bring movers.
You don't realize you just brought all your earthly possessions with you, because that's how little you contribute to this house, bitch. I do like that. Yeah, that's where it is kind of gangster. Where it's like, you leave, you packed a purse, and you realize that it's all my shit.
It's like when Dennis kicks Mac out of the apartment, and he's like everything in here is mine. Mac's like, that can't be true. It's shockingly true.
So good.
Mac's just like so like inquisitive. Like, that can't be true. It's shockingly true. Everything in here is fucking mine. Get the fuck out.
All right, voicemails today brought to you by Pirate Water. Pirate Water is taking over the world, baby.
It's everywhere.
I get a lot of pictures. I didn't know what the rollout was going to be like, how long, because in the past, anytime we've done this,
is fucking NASCAR.
Yeah, like in the past, anything we've done, it's like, hey, buy this drink, and the whole world's like, we can't find it anywhere, because it wasn't anywhere. Pirate Water, we did right. We have blanketed the United States with Pirate Water, and I got everybody asking me, like, what is the deal with this?
Bro, I was at a high school hockey game like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, people want to know.
They want to sell Pirate Water. I'm like, because we're at a high school hockey game. That's why.
We're with a bunch of 16-year-olds. But, I mean, the this drink is for certain people and not for certain people, but everyone's going to give it a taste.
It is an
a try.
absolute party in a can.
Yeah.
I cannot stress that enough. And speaking of party, we're bringing it to Southie this weekend. I have been
Boston's St. Patrick's Day parade.
St. Patrick's Day parade. We got to float. Like we're not going to the parade. We are
the parade.
in the parade. We are the parade.
Are the one who floats.
It is going to be a wild time if you're in Boston, in Southie. I mean, I don't have to tell you to come out. You'll be there.
Pirate water,
you'll
all
see us.
4 flavors. Bahama Mama, Miami Vice, Sex on the Beach, margaritas, 10% alcohol by volume. It's also 16 ounces, so that's an extra third of a can with 2x the alcohol. You combine that means it's 1 billion extra percent. It's basically, I think realistically, you need 2 of them to like have your pregame. And they're $2 each. So if you got $4, the old ATI question: if you have $5 to get drunk, what are you buying? 2 Pirate Waters and $1 to spare.
Yeah, you're gold. 2 Pirate Waters, the bag of peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms.
Baby, that is a party in a bag right there. 2 Pirate Waters and some M&Ms. So check it out at your gas station, your Walmart, your local liquor store, your bodega. They are everywhere. And also when you see them up against, like, they're all in the case and there's all the other versions of these type of drinks. And the other ones are just like...
Yeah.
You can't... got the pirate on it. You got the fucking skull.
It's a great can.
Like that, and in true Barstool fashion with the pirate theme, like especially if you're in Boston this weekend, you got to be drinking Pirate Water. So get your Pirate Water. They are the official sponsor of our voicemails. What an eclectic crew we got here. We almost got a this is Feidelberg if he went to like the suburbs and became that Honda CRV Feidelberg.
Man.
Bro.
Are you fucking with us?
You want to tell me something? You want to tell me, like, is that you?
That one's
Bro, that one is you.
Yeah, that one's
I posed the question. This versus Durex.
Feidelberg.
What do you think? Like,
I think it's this guy because I'm jealous of his beard. I think this guy's handsomer, so I'm gonna say this guy.
I almost made fun of. I said, this is Feidelberg if he ever hit puberty and could grow his beard. But then I went back and I actually didn't send the tweet because you can grow your beard. It's not burly like this one, but you got a beard.
If you on the weekends,
you finally grew it in.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit patchy, but like you had a beard.
I don't know about that. I'll take it, but I don't know.
I mean,
about that.
it's just like here. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But you have also light hair, so it doesn't look like you grew it in, but you kind of did. I don't know. The thing was, you are a chameleon too. So like, your look that you had when Durex Feidelberg came out, it was that exact look.
Yeah.
And now your beard is like your look the past couple of years is Honda CRV Feidelberg.
That's true.
So like they both, it's a tie because. But
someone
what's
had
funny
the best response to this was, "This is Feidelberg if he could look like the stars of his favorite movies."
That is so accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was that? Give him a little shout out. Just
Posa. He's great. He's
Yeah,
funny.
he is
He's
great.
always got funny confidence comments. He said he had the Randy Moss screenshot
For Nate.
for Nate's performance today. But yeah, that middle guy looks like Feidelberg in a different world as well. Before voicemails, I got to speak about something that I think is illegal, perhaps unconstitutional, and downright inhumane. Leaking pictures from the strip club is a slippery slope where we as a society have to stand up, no matter what you think about Ja Morant and how stupid he's been recently. As a society, we have to say no to this.
I very largely agree with you.
Everybody needs to know you're in a safe place. Come on.
Yeah, the strip club is.
The picture was awesome, though.
But the
picture's so awesome.
Like, it is.
The
it's
flip side
hard.
is he's probably like, yeah, you can leak those pictures.
So here's the game I want to play. Like, how many jelly beans are in the jar?
How many dollars?
How
is there?
much money is there?
Now, if those are all singles, and
you have to imagine that. Right?
A lot of people were saying it's like fake money. But sometimes they
like
have
strip
fake
club
money and then
money.
they just give you like a brick of cash. Like,
Yeah.
here you go, but for the effect of it. But let's say it's all singles or like lower bills.
What does it matter? $1 is fake money.
Seriously.
What can you buy with $1?
Well,
Two of them you get a pirate water. Aside from that, I don't know.
You could buy you sweep up that floor. You could probably buy 1,000 pirate waters.
Like, dude, I actually
easily. You could buy fucking 10,000 pirate waters.
I just said I was at a high school hockey game recently, and they had a vending machine, and I got Sour Patch Kids out of it. $2 at a vending machine for Sour Patch Kids. Like, what can you get with I'd rather have a pirate water. What can you get with $1? Nothing. So like $1 is fake money.
But technically $1 gets you 8 ounces of pirate water.
If I start selling minis, forget it.
I think I saw that somebody said that they said he had $50,000 on him.
Okay.
So is that what $50,000 in ones look like?
I was gonna say that was like 12,000.
You also got to know like how much
I
further. I mean, you can't see the floor, dude. Like it's not like it's a thick. Like there's probably layers to that.
Do the strippers have rakes?
Again, I think at the end they probably just like sweep, like have somebody sweep it up, and then there's just like here's a stack of money.
If I say that's $12,000, I would pay $6,000 for someone to pick it up for me. Like I'm not fucking
right. What am I gonna sit here and?
I won't be able to work tomorrow night. My back would hurt so much. Like if I don't have a rake, I'm paying someone to pick all that up.
I would probably get a vacuum and just open up the thing.
Yeah, vacuum.
Just walk out of there with the vacuum case. John Morant is so stupid that I almost love. Like he's just like I'm going for it. I'm just gonna do it, dude. I'm partying. I got my guns.
This is my favorite quote from the article. He pulled the white boy excuse card. I'm just going through a lot right now, so I'm going to act like a fool and put other people's lives at risk. When they asked him about the gun.
Bro, that is the white people excuse card. Like, sorry, I'm depressed.
That's a mental health excuse, yeah. Yep, I did something wrong. I've just been really depressed recently. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, that shit works for white boys.
That's how you turn into he was the quiet kid next door. Oh, he had problems at home. He didn't have a good home
shot up
life.
a school. It's not a Second Amendment issue. It's a mental health issue. No, they can't have money either.
Breaking news: Trevor Baur just signed in Japan.
Really?
So that's it for that. That pretty much shows you what him and his team were all like. Truth will prevail. The law is on my side. The truth is on my side. Oh yeah, well then why are you signing with the Yokohama Bay Stars? If the truth is on your side, if the truth's on your side, and I mean he's not as good as like that one season, but he's a good pitcher. Like there's always somebody in professional sports that will take a chance on someone they think will win a championship if truth is on their side. If you go to the Yokohama Bay Stars, truth is not on your side, brother. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe actually truth. Maybe there was some truth on your side. But you are such a fucking dickhead and such an obnoxious cocksucker that you're on the Yokohama Bay Stars.
It is so hard to be. Again, I guess I'll give him the superstar tag, but it was like because of the name, because everyone knew his name because he was an asshole.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't a superstar, but people could tell he was ERA. He was a superstar. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, I've heard him.
He's a loudmouth on social media. His
before he was
channel.
fucking whatever I can say, allegedly. I don't even assaulting people.
Assaultist.
Yeah. Before that, people were like, that dude fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So like, if you sucked before that, you're not getting signed.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's a wrap. Not to mention you've missed like 2 years now or whatever.
194 games.
Yeah. See you later, bro. All right, voicemails.
What's up, team? Mike here from St. Louis. So I'll just jump right to the point. So I think that there is one thing in the world that I'm better at than everybody in the world. And that is watching movies, comedy shows, whatever it is. And it's not like I can watch the most of them. It's just that I can understand movies and plot lines, and with comedy especially, like the little things, the subtleties, inflections, pace, tempo, whatever. I think that I'm better in the world than anybody at watching this stuff because I understand the point that's trying to get off. Or at least I'm better than all the women in the world at this.
Well, the bar just drops.
They're terrible to watch shit with sometimes. Anyway, so what is the one thing that you guys think that you're better in the world at than anybody?
That went from a funny little like, hey, what's the thing that you think you're better at, to like, I'm smarter than the women. Now, to be fair, they are very bad at that. On the whole, they are very bad at that. And they always ask you, like, what's going to happen? And it's like, we're watching it for the first time together. I don't know. They all do that. It's crazy.
I just did that the other day, trying to get into Star Wars, but we're just jumping right into the Mandalorian. I was asked for a recap of Star Wars.
All of Star Wars.
That's a hard
all
one.
Of Star Wars. It was tough.
Yeah,
it's a lot of weird
like,
names.
There's like, I don't know. There's a guy and a dad and a lightsaber. That's it. Like,
I was like, to see cute Baby Yoda, you need to know that there was a war. The Empire's gone. That's
done.
it.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think there's anything in this world?
No.
Not even like the best at. Is there just anything you think you can confidently say you're good at? because I don't know if I can pinpoint it. I mean,
We've done the
can
drinking. We've done the fucking push-ups. We've kind of done this
drinking
question
and push-ups.
recently.
Yeah, you can do drinking and push-ups. I can do ad reads. That's it. Ad reads and ad
KFC
segues.
radio.
Yeah, that's it. That's really the show. You want a recap? There you go. You're jumping into episode 700 right away. Like, here you go. This guy does ads. He drinks and does push-ups. Whatever.
It's funny he says that though, like comedies, because I actually just watched Triangle of Sadness yesterday afternoon, because it was the Best Picture nom, and I've been told many times that I would like it. It's good. I liked it. There were like sometimes where I was hysterically laughing. I didn't really get the movie, so I would be.
I've never even heard of this one.
Triangle of Sadness. Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did.
Is a captain on a ship.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It is it's a very odd movie. It is. Someone said last night during the show. Andrew Garfield said. It was the writers. I don't know who the writer is, but it was the writer's take on the uber wealthy. I did not get that from the movie.
Got it.
Like everyone in it is rich, or not everyone, but a lot of people are rich. It's almost like a mix of like fucking not really the Menu, kind of the Menu a little bit, and
White Lotus.
I was gonna say I haven't seen White Lotus, but I was gonna say Parasite. It's good. It's yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't strongly recommend it because it is so like kind of weird that you'd have to be a certain kind of person to get it or to enjoy it.
But I will say there is a skill. There's like it's just like the attention span that you have and like being able to. You know what I found a lot of it is about like that. He turned that from a quirky thing to a douchebag thing real quick when he was like. You know, I can like the nuances and whatever. So shut the fuck up, dude. But like the ability to go. I'm not really sure what's going on right now, but I'm gonna like watch a couple more episodes or watch another hour of the movie, and it's gonna come together.
I was very much like that with this movie. I was like, oh, like, and like,
but that's
in the
that's
end,
like,
I kind of got
it.
Like,
and maybe in this time it didn't all come together, but eventually you go like, oh, okay, I caught up. I got it now. And it's like, yeah, just do that before we like talk throughout the whole thing, and it's like just you'll get there. The plane will land, and maybe you won't understand every like bit of symbolism, but like you'll understand enough that you go, okay, I got the movie.
Yeah.
You know? But as far as I mean, the only thing I do enough that I can be confident in is more than the average person is podcasting. So
yeah,
but podcasting is just talking. So I just got to pick something technical.
But also
Reading
even like talking, as we kind of said earlier, I'm good at here. I'm not the best talk because last week I did multiple things where I had to do like a lot of small talk, and I went home
exhausted, right? I actually multiple times now in the last few years I've picked up on people being like either picked up on or just saw it like bluntly being like he's way quieter than you expect. Like he's quieter in person.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody's disappointed when they meet me.
100%.
Like or I think that's a good thing. Like if that was me all the time, I would be insufferable.
Right, exactly.
If I was just screaming at you all the time, like 1 minute, man, people would hate me. I better be quieter than I am on the internet. But the amount of people that have been like, no, like he's not going to be like that at all. And then people are like, oh, okay. It's like, fuck.
That's actually that's what I'm great at. I'm great at turning it off. I'm great at flipping the switch. I can be on, I can be off.
I think I turn it on, and then I think what I am is my
off. Yeah,
off. Yeah.
So I'm great at turning it on.
Yeah,
I can
for like a quick burst.
When you need me, I can be there.
Yeah,
otherwise, like.
But if you need me to be myself.
But if you want to just sit there and hang.
Not gonna.
I'm great at it. I'm great at it.
If we're on the same page, I'm a great hang.
Right.
If you're expecting that version of a hang, go get somebody else. Ain't me. All right, let's do this Feidelberg doppelganger.
Is Floyd Mayweather the richest person throughout history that's illiterate, even counting for inflation?
No. I mean, there's a time when a lot of people couldn't read.
Yeah.
Like the kings and queens and like the richest people who couldn't read.
100%.
Because those guys had like trillions when you adjust it for.
Yes, it's not even close, dude.
Yeah.
Like could fucking
like the pharaohs and shit. Could
Alexander read? Could fucking Genghis Khan read? I don't know.
Maybe they could, but the point being,
Genghis Khan probably couldn't read.
He probably like just didn't even bother. Like he was like, I don't need to learn that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna fucking kill. Like you read these books, I'm gonna kill you.
I get maybe those people could read, but like
so I don't know where you draw the line.
I would think they could read.
That's a good question. When did reading become common? Like, I know the printing press was a big deal because then books could go world. I think that was in like the 1600s. But that's not like learning to read. That was like the ability to get books. But I guess before you could get your hands on books and shit, you wouldn't learn how to read. I mean, girls just learned how to read in like the 90s. So
still haven't figured out how to watch movies. I don't have a concept of time really.
Could more people read in the 1800s? Could most people read? What does that say, Paps? Literacy was very common in the 1800s.
Yeah, so in 1870, 20% of the entire adult population was illiterate.
Oh, then fuck it. Those guys couldn't read for shit.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. So if you go back and, but yeah, so like in you're also talking about, in Egypt it was like hieroglyphics, like they could look at that pictures but like a regular ass library alphabet.
Also, if you're doing like kind of
it is kind of funny
like,
that Floyd can't read though. Like he has hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's like you can't do the basic thing that people.
Can he really, or is that like a rumor? Is that like a?
I mean,
thing?
I really don't. I mean, I'm sure he can do basics, but like I don't think Would you read one page of a Harry Potter book? I don't know if he could like do. He can probably read like stop signs and like exit signs and shit like that.
He just knows a red octagon means stop.
Because wouldn't you like have proved that by now?
But also like I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I'd just let people keep thinking it.
It would be like if I was Floyd, I would be like, Floyd can read because of the UK press conference. He had a laptop, and he had like points to say how big it was. How big was it? I don't know what that means. But like if I was Floyd, because he's all about his money, I'd be like, I'm gonna do a pay-per-view or I'm gonna read a book.
Yeah.
Like, let's find out.
'Twas a night before Christmas.
Exactly. It's like you get to pick the book. I don't know what it's gonna be, so I can't memorize it or whatever. And you get to surprise me on the spot with a book, and we'll find out if Floyd can read. Y'all got to pay $100 to watch it.
It's like
fuck him up, give him Game of Thrones.
Well, so wait, what is this? What did he prove it? Because
It's not him.
Oh, okay. So this is just a story maybe about that he could. But I mean, like if there's enough, like you said it recently, like if there's a rumor that you can't read, you can't read.
Yeah.
With that Leah Michelle, like that girl cannot read, and she has not done. That's a girl like that. You're telling me that girl doesn't want to put that rumor to rest? Like Floyd can maybe be like, I don't give a fuck about these people, whatever. Like that girl should probably show the world she can read.
Yeah, I think Leah Michelle's response was, I always had I always knew my quotes or my scripts. Like
that's not a yes.
You just got lawyered. I got my
that girl needs to do a TikTok and be like, write me some comments and I will read them.
Did she?
Okay.
Yeah, she leaned into it. She actually she went the route of I can't read.
Okay,
like
good,
she
good.
played
Then
into
like
it.
yeah, that's funny then.
At first though, she was pretty offended.
You know what? I the Picasso thing that like blows everybody's mind.
How
late he was. Yeah. I learned a couple more good ones recently.
Okay.
Because the youths are stunned that Amy Winehouse and Taylor Swift were contemporaries. Like the young kids on TikTok do not know. Like they thought Amy Winehouse was like, I don't know, ancient, I guess.
I did too. I thought she died like in her like mid to late 30s.
She died when she was 27. She's a 27 Club.
Oh, okay.
But
I didn't know
that. The specific thing was that Taylor and Amy were both nominated for like Song of the Year once at the same time in 2011 or something like that. And they're like blown away by that. So they started like the comments started listing out a bunch more. Which, by the way, like the Picasso one is far and away the best one ever.
Yeah.
Like people were like hundreds of years off on that one. But these are some funny ones. Charlie Chaplin and 50 Cent were alive at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. Like he died in like 79 and 50 was born in like 78 or 77.
And Chaplin lived a long life, I imagine.
Yeah, but it's not as long as you think it is. I think it's like, he went from like early like late 1800s to he lived like from 89 to 77. It's not like, crazy
years.
Yeah, it's long, but it's not like 100.
Longer than I'm going to live.
You're goddamn right. God willing. The pharaohs in Egypt were alive for woolly mammoths.
Really?
If you asked me about woolly mammoths, I would have said that they're like 50 million years old.
That's some fucking. I probably would have guessed like woolly mammoths were pre. Well, no, because they were definitely post because it was after the meteor, like it was the ice age.
But like I'm thinking dinosaurs and shit, and they were around in like 2000 BC, like when humans and shit were around. Like I would have thought like maybe like when I started to think about it, I'm like, all right, maybe like an early caveman. But first guess, I would have been like, yeah, they're with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So that one.
But then like I caught that pretty quick because it was. The meteor brought the ice age. Woolly mammoths were from the ice age, so
that's good for you. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that that's a thing,
right? Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like they're from the ice age?
Like the meteor hitting Earth,
everybody died,
caused
and then
the ice age, and then.
But like, were they like dinosaur types that survived the ice age and the meteor, or like they were born out of the first? So the Earth is wiped out by the Big Bang Theory, and then woolly mammoths like grew out of that.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's.
I mean, this is our own Mean Girls. Like I said, like there's plenty of things I just don't know. I do not know what. I do not know how they either survived or came from. But like, I know they were around on the ice. Every picture I've ever seen them when they're walking in snow.
Here was a good one. Charles Darwin and Eminem lived together.
I don't think that really shocks me either.
That one shocks me because I think of Charles Darwin as like.
Again, like as you know, if they were fucking having lunch together.
I think of Charles Darwin as like Sir Isaac Newton. Those like go together for me.
I was gonna say like.
So he lived. When did he die?
He died in 1882.
Oh.
Darwin or Newton?
Wait, what was it then?
Newton's during the plague.
Yeah, but then it's not. Fuck, what was it?
Picasso lived through Darwin and Eminem.
That's what it is. Yeah, Picasso was alive for both of those two guys. Yeah, that would have been crazy, Darwin. But even still, like even being late 1800s, like I thought that dude was like old. I thought he was like in the Renaissance.
So I'm the other way on this. I thought he was younger. I thought he was more recent.
You thought Darwin was like in the 1950s?
I would have said early 1900s.
Yeah. Anyway, those things will always blow your mind, but Picasso is always the greatest. Picasso being around for M is just hilarious. Like, there was a couple things about Mariah Carey in there too. So it's like, yeah, there are people born in the 70s, you know? But it's all about who you pick. Like the person from pop culture in the 70s that you compare to like the scientists from the 1800s is what it's all about. Because there's plenty of people that were around for that. But yeah, and for the people listening right now who are just finding out, yeah, Pablo Picasso died in 1973, not 1473, like most people think. All right, last voicemail.
All right, KFC, Feits, whole crew there. Quick question for you, hypothetical. I had too much Buffalo Wild Wings this weekend, spent way too much money. Besides the point, I got into a hole on Instagram, commenting on a bunch of stuff, and I had like 6 comments come back under review or whatever about inappropriate language or insults or whatever it is. Because their feature on Instagram now is if you swear in a comment or insult someone, they tell you it's inappropriate and they all take it down because of all this fucking PC whatever. I'm not being racist or anything like that. I just told someone he was an asshole. But my question is, if there's one feature on Instagram or Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is, whatever you use on all social media, one feature that you could take away or change, what would it be?
Great question.
I'll give you a specific example. Mitch Marner had a nasty goal for the Leafs. I'm a Bruins guy, but besides the point, I commented, his hands are filthy. They told me that filthy wasn't an appropriate word. I'm droning on here. Whatever.
Okay.
Viva.
First of all, that, I mean, referring to the Marner goal against the Oilers, that goal was fucking filthy. It was gross.
I think it's kind of crazy that we're now censoring curse words. Like, that's wild. We're just like letting the fact that like we're just letting children like rule the world.
I agree with that.
Like that's getting to be a bit much.
Bro, I used to tell refs in hockey when I was in high school when they told me to watch my mouth. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
Like I'm 18 years old. Suck my fucking dick, dude.
It's like I get that there's like 11-year-olds on TikTok, but like I don't know. You think that like they're not going to come across curse words elsewhere? Like so now like regular adult content creators can't use certain words anymore without being penalized for it. Or we were talking about, so Am I the Asshole is a problem because the whole fucking game is asshole.
Yeah.
And we were like, should we change it to butthole? Like that somehow feels worse.
Yeah, well,
right?
butthole.
Like you say butthole, it's like a
I was just
porn
gonna
star
make
being
it
like, look at my
beehole.
butthole.
Yes,
you
it's
say asshole,
sexual.
it's like I don't think of like an asshole. You're an asshole. You're just a dick. Yeah.
Butthole,
If I say you're an
I'm
asshole, I
thinking-
think you're a dick, and I don't mean a dick. I mean you're a bad person.
Yeah, right.
When I say butthole, I'm thinking about your asshole.
100,000%.
Like, but they should absolutely.
Dude, I get autocorrect way too quick to butthole. Like I'm like I gotta reel it in. Dude.
So that sucks, but it's also like I mean I honestly feel like social media is becoming like sitcoms became like in the 80s and 90s, where it's just like you can't say those bad words on television. It's like, why not? Well, because like kids are watching. It's like, okay, and so you can say whatever you want in your comedy, but you're not going to get on like NBC. So it's like you're allowed to do it on Instagram, but you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That sucks. But I don't know. I'm like, dude,
I
can't we
also-
get one channel that's not like Truth Social, that is for like adults, or for fucking Parlor? It always just becomes racist right away. I just want to be like, this is the social media where you can say bad words. You're not racist, and we're not making it political. You're just allowed to say fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact these guys have to go through and blur out every fucking. We just have to stop trying to. We have to stop fucking cursing so much for these guys. It's crazy that they just sit there and like blur, 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 blur.
It's insane.
That one suppressed because Nate was like life's. And then life ends and you die, and that was it.
Right, like
Suppressed
that.
For 100 views.
If you mention death, it's crazy.
Like, bro, what are we doing?
Say the word gun, nothing. Like, it's real. It's
What about if I said like Dave, the last gun and the bullet? Like if I was using a euphemism, like it's just the word gun.
the word gun is going to trigger.
I
their
did notice
AI.
that Sean Kemp one did nothing. So
I
I mean,
will say
this is the answer, but because he gave that, I'll try to come up with another one.
Mine would be the memory button.
Get rid of it.
I do not
No.
see your fucking what I used to do. Also, if you get told 6 comments, or you like violate community rules,
You're probably violating.
you're probably an asshole.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
it is like to just comment you're an asshole on someone's post, unless it's your buddy and you're
You're an
jokingly
asshole.
saying it.
But that's the problem. Like I got thrown in Instagram jail for the last couple of years because I called Kelly a big bird. It's like there needs to be like an appeals process where it's like we're friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's like somebody else reported that I was being mean. It's like she's a bird. Zuckerberg, she's a bird. What do you want me to do, man? Just talking to my friend. She happens to be a big bird. I think just to make it simple, let's just simplify the situation. Everybody, there's like an automatic feature. You delete your pictures of your ex. That's a thing. Should I delete my pictures of my ex or should I not? Let's just make it uniform that like Instagram just does it for you or something.
I was gonna say I don't do it. I
I
talked about this
wouldn't
recently.
either.
I don't
but
say
also,
go delete your pictures. I
But
don't
rather,
fucking
like,
care.
let's just make this not an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, remember one of the most brilliant things ever? Remember when Tommy Zolo was in a relationship with his buddy on Facebook so that he wouldn't ever have to have the conversation with his.
I don't think that's that genius.
Oh, I think that was
like
amazing.
it's so. I'd be like, just like we're like it is. I think we've kind of come out the other side of it where it's weird to even have it.
Yeah.
But like there was the phase, the heavy poking phase, where you were like if you were in a relationship,
Facebook official was a
it was
thing,
in
bro.
a relationship. I mean, and if you watch Social Network, like that was a big part of
Yeah.
the blow up of Facebook. But like, if we've been dating for like 6 months, we're actually like yeah, if we're kind of like whatever, I wouldn't. I personally would never care.
Yeah.
But the
girl who does care is probably gonna still care
like,
whether or
that's
not
the
you.
stupidest reason ever. Like
Yeah.
your best friend, you and your best friend are in a relationship. Like,
Yeah, but I think it just stops the question from coming up as much. It's like.
the moment you have the conversation, so we're dating, like, because again, it was a big thing for a while. I do not
Yeah.
think it is anymore. But
That's a crazy. I mean, the amount of like you would never do that.
No.
It was just a thing. It was like, yeah, you have to put on the internet, you're in a relationship, and then it was like you could put with and tag that person, and now it's like nobody's doing that.
No,
Nobody wants to know.
It's not a feature on Instagram. It's not a
Right,
feature
it's
on.
like,
It's not a feature on what
Everybody's hooking up with each other. We don't want to do that. That would be fucking crazy. One, I mean, I'm trying to think of aside from censoring because that's just all that's on my mind all the time. But I think there should be a way to turn off all mentions. I really think like you should be able to. I want to be a creator on here and not a consumer, and so I don't want any feedback.
I am still on my quest. I have everyone muted every day. It's actually like
every day.
I almost tweet
Strive
more
closer.
to get people to reply so I can mute them. Like it is like dude, it's I have gone so
You're just
over the top.
mousetrapping them with your tweets.
Like if you reply to me, I mute you. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, if you take the time to reply to me, you're gone.
Yeah, like unless and there are people who I already have a relationship with, not like a relationship, but like I'm like, oh, I know that guy, he's fine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like I am so quick with the hook. You throw a ball, you're out.
See that umpire?
Oh my
that
God,
was crazy. That was
Crazy.
wild.
That was insane.
The worst call of all time.
I mean that's like, I mean, he's suspended indefinitely. He should be fired.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine. I would be surprised if he pitches again in that conference. Like,
I'm scared.
maybe he'll go back to high school or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, you can't. I mean,
can't.
that's. But
I also respect what we're talking about. But there was a Division whatever coach.
D1.
D1? Wow,
Yeah,
D1.
yeah.
That's really crazy. Division 1 umpire who
It was like some conference we don't know, but it was D1.
right called the pitch a strike that was a ball, and it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. And the batter did like show him up and pointed with his bat where it was and made a big reaction. And then the next pitch he called third strike, and the ball was like in the other batter's box.
Other batter's box at the laces.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I do respect that umpire being like, I am calling a strike.
This
next pitch is a strike. No matter.
I think
what.
it was a 9-1 game or 7-1 game, and I think that team.
No, but you know what? It was because I saw a comment that said, up 4 with 2 strikes and 2 outs. That call gets made every time. Like 4 is not that crazy.
No, I don't think it was 4.
Well, that was.
Paz, you can pull it up.
It was more than that.
Yeah, I think it was 9-1 or 7-1, and then that team with that kid, Mississippi, there's something Valley. I think they lost 33-1 the next day. So like,
all right. So it's like these guys fucking are terrible.
Yeah, it was
like, let's get out of here.
I'm not exact on the scores, but they got their fucking doors blown off the next day. So I could see him being like, I'm just getting. Like,
we're going home. Yeah,
but it is. I mean, you just can't. Like, there has to be an adult in the room. It's supposed to be the ump.
Right.
It's not the ump show. You know, there's all.
Yeah, 7-3, bro. It's a 4-run game.
Okay, all right. I thought 7-1.
You know, there has been 2 out 4-run rallies all the time.
Yeah.
That is not that crazy.
No, you're right. I thought it was a bigger blowout than that. But for some reason earlier we were saying something. I don't know. We were talking about social media, whatever. I have to tip my cap. I've been rewatching 30 Rock recently. I gotta tip my cap. I think The Simpsons always gets credit for predicting things. There have been
30 Rock is on a lot.
2 that really stuck out. I've just kind of restarted season 1 because I don't know that I kind of rotate my comfort shows. I'm on 30 Rock. 30 Rock, I do think is the funniest of the Thursday night shows.
Really?
I think it's the fun. Not the most rewatchable, not the most best comfort TV.
I've seen it a couple here and there, but
they could do everything. They can be zany. They can be. They can offer commentary. They can do serious. Like
very versatile.
Their cast is so fucking like it's so funny. It is. I'm ready to call it.
I think I went through a phase.
I'm ready to call it 15 years after it came off air. I'm ready to call it. It is the funniest of the 3. Again, it's not the most rewatchable. It's not the most wholesome. It's not the best comfort TV. It doesn't have like the love storylines of the show.
Yeah.
Funny. Just funny. It's 30 Rock.
I think I went through a phase like after the Seinfeld type shows era where I was like, no, like those shows aren't good. I don't know why. 'Cause
Really?
I feel like I like 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, and Community. But I did love Arrested, and I like The Office. But the other ones I was like, I just never watched for some reason, and I don't know why.
30 Rock might be a little wacky for you.
Yeah.
It might be a little like out because there's a lot of stuff that's just like out there. It's like,
Yeah.
a little weird. But it is, goddamn, it's funny. But Simpsons always gets credit for being like, oh, like they predicted this and that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm only on season 1, but the 2, or actually this one I might watch like season 7, whatever. There are 2 things that I thought they did a great job predicting, and maybe I'll keep updating you. One, Jack Donaghy, Alec Baldwin, is telling Tina Fey that they got to do reality TV. Like it's the easiest one, it's the cheapest.
Yeah.
If you get bad ratings, whatever, you just move on to the next one. And she goes, actually, Jack, I think we're headed towards a golden age of scripted television. And he like rolls her eyes, like, oh, like almost like an old like lady putting her to bed, like, oh, you sweet soul. And I think she nailed that.
Yeah.
That was like 2009, I think.
Yeah, that was when we got over reality TV.
I mean, reality TV is still doing just fine.
They're both right.
They're right.
Yeah.
But
you know what I didn't realize? Did you know that reality TV started because of a writer's strike?
I did not know that.
Networks were like, we don't have any writers, and we got to put some. Like that's when Cops blew up. That's when a lot of those shows blew up. I was watching on Vice, like the dark side of the '90s, because there was the story of the guy on the Jenny Jones show.
No, I haven't heard of that.
He got called in and was like, So like, one guy gets called onto the show and it's like your crush is going to reveal that they love you, and it was a dude, and they surprised him with that, and then that guy went home and fucking killed the guy.
What?
Yeah, and there was like a big. I didn't know this either. But it was like a big constitutional thing. Like, is Jenny? I think Jenny Jones show. I think it was Jenny Jones. Like, is she responsible? Are the producers responsible for this? And Jerry Springer was like, the king at that point. And they called him in like before Congress, and he like ran their shit. He's like a smart guy. Yeah. He like ran. I'm almost mad that I didn't know this when we interviewed him because I would have loved to talk about it. He like clowned the people asking him questions, had answers for everything. Like, no, this is not my fucking fault that this crazy psychopath went home and murdered somebody, But that was a big, there was a big pushback. That's when everyone became like Oprah type shows. And Jerry was like, fuck that, we're doubling down. And they just kept doing like crazy shit. But they were also saying they had no writers, and they were like, we got to still have TV. So we'll just put like regular people out there. And they were like, well, this works. Like, let's just do this forever. Don't pay these motherfuckers anything, and everyone's still watching. Sounds great to me.
But the other one that they did, I saw this one today, nailed it. Devin Banks, Will Arnett, is kind of like coming for Jack's job as president of East Coast marketing and, East Coast microwaves and television programming. And he's talking to Tina Fey, and he's a formidable opponent. He spearheaded the 10-second sitcom on the internet, and it's TikTok.
It's TikTok.
And
wow.
it's like, and then they cut away to one, and it's so awful and so unfunny, but like it's a TikTok.
It's TikTok.
It's like when you come home from a long day, and the wife's home, and it's like he walks in, the wife looks up at the couch, and goes ugh, and then credits roll. I was like, that's a TikTok. That's a TikTok.
Yeah,
that is 100%.
That would go viral today.
Yeah. It is just like
I'm sure the writers were like trying to make fun of it, be like, what's next? Like it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Hey, well, a 10-second one that'll never happen. Well, here we are.
That's from season 1.
Yeah,
that's probably like 2006.
Yeah,
right?
You're like maybe 20 years ahead of the curve. Holy shit. All right. What was our interview today? Do we have one?
Chrissy.
Oh, wow. Chrissy D. I think this is the first time that we've had people who are superstars after they've become superstars. We've had people that we've had on the show that went on to become superstars. I think this is the first time we're getting someone right as they're fucking hitting that next level, and we talk about it in the show. But I think Chris is about to be fucking the one. Like, he did it right, where it's like all the comics were like, why do you do TV? And I'm sure a lot of the TV people were like, you got to clean up your comedy act. And he just kind of like stayed down the middle and did both. And now he's just got like both on lock. You know what I mean? Knows like the Unpractical Jokers crowd, also does the hardcore comedy crowd, does the multiple podcasts, fucking handsome guy, does the family. Like it's everything. So Chrissy on the show, and just it's every time he's on the podcast, it's what you're gonna get. So
he's the best.
Chrissy D on KFC Radio once again. Let's talk to him.
But then I kind of got over that. I talked to my dad.
You should get over it.
Because my dad, because I was talking to my father a couple of days ago, and I was like, he was like, how's everything going? I was like, yeah, talking, whatever. And then somehow it comes up. I was like, yeah, Jazz is like, she's like, oh, your fucking ego now. You got glasses. You got a chain. You got a watch now. And I was like, what am I supposed to say? He goes, what you're supposed to do? Go buy another pair of glasses, another watch, and another chain. That's what I would do.
Let's go.
He goes, she's mad at it because you know what, Chrissy, it looks good. And I was like, yeah. So, but that's why my dad's divorced.
Your father and your mother who had a great relationship, right?
Yeah. But it did kind of make me feel like I am going to do it. But I kind of feel like that's why I did it, and put the suit on, the glasses, and I like the way I look. But just because I'm not used to dressing nice, and I am just an idiot. And this is why, like if I was an actor, right? The actor's just
totally
everything works. Yeah. It's boom. That's why you're an actor.
There's also people expect it.
Right.
You're supposed to have a stylist and this and that when you're an actor.
With a comic, there's
totally
always
different.
Something that makes you a comic that you don't even realize. Like I'm not, we try to be funny, but then I think the thing that makes a real comic a comic is the things that just naturally happen to you. Yeah. Because my aura is just like shit happens to me, and that's what I talk about. Yeah. I feel like a fucking $1 million in this suit. I feel good, and then I go. A little nervous, of course. Go out live, on the show. I sit down in the couch. It's like my first time. They're telling me like, you know, sit down slow, like whatever. I just fucking buzz in, right? I go and sit down. If you watch the video, if you watch the show, I sit down and my jacket comes up like this. So the whole video, my jacket is up like this. The sleeves are up to here. I have this chain is wrapped around the turtleneck sleeve. It looks like my jacket's up, and I'm like this, sitting the whole time like an absolute asshole. Giovanni Brusciani, his first. Wait, let me read the text. Giovanni
sitting like a fucking asshole. Why you do that with a jacket?
Giovanni Brusciani. He texts me. He goes, "Cuz you looked amazing and you killed it. When you double fist pumped on the end before you sat down, the sleeves got stuck. And as you were talking with your hands, they kept riding up, and it looked way too short." He goes, "But actually, it's my fault, cuz I should have known.
I should have given you some extra room so you could."
He goes, "I should have had you rode up because I knew you use your hands a lot. I didn't factor that in." And I said, "It's
this
all
is
good."
an architect.
I said, "It's all good, brother. You can't factor in the chaos."
It's crazy chaos.
Yeah.
That's why it's perfect.
But so I always think like, you know, and even like even if, you know, with you know, things that are happening in my life now, I'm just staying positive. I'm just staying like,
it's the wolf, man. It's the wolf.
Yeah, we got two
Feed
good
the good
wolves.
wolf.
We feed the good wolf, fuck the bad wolf. You know, did Rogan. I'm doing all these things. You know, that week was a big week. It was Kimmel. It was Rogan. I did Tom Segura. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks. And I was like, you know what, man? Like, I'm not going to doubt myself. I'm not going to be like, well, this is only happening to me because of blah, blah, blah. I was like, just fucking live in the moment.
There's one reason why this is happening to you, because you've been doing it for fucking your whole life.
Yeah, it's a long time.
You're killing it, and you're talented.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast, so that's it.